like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I beefed the Twitch. I beefed the Twitch up quite a bit. What's up?
But how they can see your desktop is a little weird.
Why?
I think you need to crop that. Oh, never mind. Don't crop it.
What part are you talking about specifically?
Because you can see your Windows bar at the bottom and then your icons on your desktop. So you might need to just have something open as a background when you're not using it.
I mean, it's not like I have any crazy icons on there. But when the videos are edited, all you'll be able to see is me.
Okay. I was just saying for aesthetics, that's all.
Yeah. Like on Twitch, they'll be able to see it. But when the video editing is done, all you'll see is me. Me talking. But I'm glad I figured out how I could hear everybody from TikTok and how Twitch could hear everybody from TikTok.
They weren't able to hear TikTok before?
Not if I turn off the camera feed, because if I turn off the camera feed from TikTok to there, then it turns off the audio feed as well. So that's why I had to put it as the back layer, so that I can still hear everybody on TikTok YouTube and they can hear everybody on TikTok.
Was YouTube vertical before?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. No, YouTube. Yeah, YouTube's always been vertical. That's the only way I can stream to YouTube is to do it in vertical.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't notice.
Really? Why you don't like it now?
Really what? Me?
There might be another way I can do it, because public does it in a different way. I don't know how though. Yeah, I honestly don't know how.
Brock. Come here, Brock. Jenny Brock. I'm going to mute you because
Why would they say?
I sent you an invite. So if you want to talk, you can't ignore it. What up, C-section? Where you been, bro? They said something about somebody trying to sell socialism. Being weird.
What is socialism?
When the workers are on the means of production. It's starting to lag again.
Already? I just got on.
I don't know. Then you don't support conservatives, Florida delegator. Is that what your name is? Flat. That's weird. That is a weird username. I got an echo because I touched my screen. I love that. Hey, CJ.
Yes, background.
How's it going? I got my nice lights coming.
It won't let me. It won't let me let anybody out.
You can give me the other one.
It won't let me let anybody out.
What?
It won't let me let anybody out.
All right, let's see if I can. I mean, I heard what you said, but the what was like why? Oh, somebody. Oh.
Jesus Christ! Why now? There's like 1,000 people up here.
Well, I let Daisy up because Daisy said Trump in the comments. I don't know who Carlos is. And I came up to say, you never called me back.
I literally just finished working like 2 seconds ago, and then I had to come do this. So I didn't really have an opportunity to, unfortunately.
It's okay. I just wanted to let everyone know I did call my dad today.
Socialism is when the means work the production of the owners. What the fuck? Like
Lee, what?
What the fuck? Anyways, Daisy, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Have you had some water today? Said something kind about yourself? What's up, dog lover? What's up, Fractious Phoebe? Daisy, you there?
Yes, sir. My daughter was talking to me.
Oh, okay. My apologies. What's going on?
It's okay. Nothing much. Why? I'm nothing against Kamala, but why are you guys voting her?
Because she actually has policies. Like, she actually has a plan to help American citizens, not just the rich.
Like what?
I mean, where should I start?
Let's start with the
From
credit
the very
for
beginning,
first-time
she hasn't done anything.
That's not true at all, as a matter of
sorry.
fact. Yeah, she's done a lot. Yeah, so she's historically broken the tie on more votes than any vice president in history to provide, bills that would actually help American citizens. 36 of them, as a matter of fact. In addition to that, she negotiated with Mexico and got them to invest $1.5 billion in upgraded border security. She also got multiple multinational corporations to invest billions of dollars in Central America so that the people that live there had job creation and infrastructure so they don't have to keep coming here. So yeah, she's done a shit ton, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, sometimes I think people like over exaggerate with her, but I'm definitely forward for people having different opinions.
What do you mean over exaggerate? You said she hasn't done anything, and then I just named a whole bunch of stuff.
Other people.
Oh.
But you said she didn't do anything, and then I named a whole bunch of things that she's done.
Well, she says she does a lot of stuff, but ends up not doing anything. For example, the 3.5 years she has been following Biden and hasn't been doing
That's
anything.
what vice presidents are supposed to do. But aside from that, what did Mike Pence do when he was in office?
Help Trump choose what to do.
Oh, how can you prove that?
Trump said it.
No, he didn't. As a matter of fact, let me play a video. He didn't say that, as a matter of fact. Let's see what Trump actually said.
Is this the same Mike Pence that's no longer...
Yeah, that doesn't support Trump, at all?
I'm going to surround myself with only the best and most serious people.
Well, I did do that.
This
We
time-
had tremendous. Look, we had the best economy we've ever had.
This
The world
time-
has ever seen.
Your Vice President, Mike Pence, is running against you.
Yeah.
Your Ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, she's running against you. Your former Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, said he's not supporting you. You mentioned National Security Advisor John Bolton. He's not supporting you either. You mentioned Attorney General Bill Barr, says you shouldn't be president again. Calls you the consummate narcissist and troubled man. You recently called Barr a gutless pig. Your second defense secretary is not supporting you, called you irresponsible. This week, you and your White House called your White House Chief of Staff, John Kelly, weak and ineffective and born with a very small brain. You called your acting White House Chief of Staff, Mick Mulvaney, a born loser. You called your first Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson, dumb as a rock. And your first Defense Secretary, James Mattis, the world's most overrated general. You called your White House Press Secretary, Kayleigh Kennedy, milquetoast, and multiple times you've referred to your Transportation Secretary, Elaine Chao, as Mitch McConnell's China-loving wife. So, why did you hire all of them in the first place?
I think Daisy is Deb from GT's live, maybe. They only follow 3 accounts, and one of them is Dean. I'm pretty sure we talked to Daisy previously.
She should try out for the Olympic track team because she hit them bricks.
Wait, Daisy ran away already?
Oh, already. Hit them bricks. Hold on one second.
Lord Carlos, that is an interesting name. How are you?
Okay, very, very good. I guess I should give reference. Why am I calling myself Lord Carlos E. Dukes? I used to be Carlos E. Dukes, but last year, an aristocrat from Scotland, which I've been to Scotland when I was on tour with Ray Charles. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but
No.
they asked me if I wanted to become a Lord. And so they said there's only 4 ways to become a member of the aristocrat. You have to be born into it, or you marry into it, like, Princess Di and Meghan, or you get selected by the Queen, which for Paul McCartney, he got Sir, and Elton John got served. And myself, they said I could be a part of the aristocrat if I buy property in Scotland that's owned by a royal member, a lord.
Okay.
And a lord. So that's what I did. And my wife and me, now we officially can put our name into a license, into our credit cards, passport.
Sure. So are you voting for Donald Trump?
Oh, if I was crazy, I would. But I'm not that crazy.
Well, thank you for coming, Lord Carlos.
That's a heck of a story, though. I'm going to go buy some royal property.
You can buy a piece of land in Scotland, like a 1x1 square, and become a lord. So, it's like $40.
Hello. Can you... I don't know if I hear...
You don't know if you what?
Like, she will give millions to build what in another country?
Good evening. How are you?
You have a lot of background noise.
A whole bunch of background noise, bro. What's going on?
Yeah. Hold on. Give me a second.
Listen, I don't know why you guys aren't tapping. But, like, it's 10 o'clock at night. We came on to hang out with you guys and, you know, do the things.
Yeah, what's going on, y'all?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's a little bit better. What's that?
Okay, it's my headphone. So, you guys mentioned that Kamala Harris has a bill.
Nope.
Like...
Nope, never said that. Nope, never said that.
So, somebody said that she's gonna put millions in another country so the illegals, they don't come here.
Never said that. I don't think you were listening. I said she got Mexico to invest $1.5 billion into upgrading border security. And then she got multiple multinational corporations to invest billions in Central America so that they could build infrastructure and create jobs so that the immigrants from those areas did not have to come here. That's what I said.
Okay, that's the most hypocritical shit that I ever heard from a president.
What does hypocritical mean?
From her. Because, you know, those millions, they should be invested in Puerto Rico because we are citizens.
No.
That was the dumbest thing that everybody's ever said to me, literally.
No. Cálmate, por favor, escúchame. Okay, listen. Hey, friend.
Hey, Nolo, shut the fuck up.
No, you shut the fuck up, motherfucker.
Don't kick him.
That's not what hypocrite means, dummy.
You are
Nolo.
That's not what hypocrite means, dummy.
Nolo. Just a second, okay?
Fuck out of
Nolo.
Yo, y'all are some unhinged ass little boys, man. Like y'all there's no way y'all got mothers. No way y'all got mothers.
So, as I was saying, Nolo, it wasn't the United States government's money. It was the companies, the corporations, the businesses that invested that money, not the United States.
Yeah, like look at him being mad, like when Trump withheld money from Puerto Rico when they got like devastated by the fucking hurricane, and Trump was like, "Nope." and you mad at the person that would actually help you. It just shows you how fucking weak sauce, you know what I'm saying, Black and Latin men have become. Like y'all would do anything to hang from the balls of white men. Anything. Just dangle from them joints. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Fucking throwing paper towels at y'all and y'all still run out here and be like, "Yes, Daddy Trump."
Dímelo duro, papi. That's you guys for your fucking paper towels. Like, that is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Why you keep on muting me, though?
Because I was talking.
When you guys have been sucking Puerto Rico money and destroying the island.
You guys.
Not us.
Yes, Americans. You guys take all
Bro, Puerto Rico's part of America, bro. I think that Puerto Rico should be given its freedom.
You know what is the fucking Jones Act, motherfucker? Do you know?
Yes, and I think Puerto Rico should be given its freedom.
It should all that money should be staying in Puerto Rico, not giving you.
I don't disagree with you. Why are you mad at me for it? I didn't do it. Y'all be crashing the fuck out.
Yeah, that was weird. Bro, Trump is not gonna respect whatever decision the people of Puerto Rico make, be it statehood or no longer being a U.S. territory. Like, he's gonna do what he wants to do and how he wants to do it. And people like Trump are the reason why all of these rich motherfuckers go over there and gentrify the shit out of Puerto Rican neighborhoods.
Right.
And have a tax haven. So, I mean, if you want to support Republicans, I mean, I guess, cool. Fuck.
Y'all ain't okay. That's why I wore this shirt today. Friend, what is wrong with you?
Man, the guy was trying to speak and you got unhinged on him. Why are you yelling at him? And then you want to talk about him being unhinged.
Don't tone police me.
Now you ain't speaking, Mr. Jones?
Are you talking to me? Because I didn't hear you say good evening or hello or nothing.
Oh, I gotta address you like that?
Oh, I mean, like, another motherless behavior.
You're welcome, Maria.
Walk in folk house with your shoes on, open the fridge, don't even say hello, kick your feet up on the table. Y'all is something, boy.
Mike's a little teacup.
Are you guys gonna be mature? Can I speak?
Nobody was stopping you from speaking. You're the one who left.
You, Mike.
Okay, well, you guys keep interrupting me and talking. Can I
Nobody
speak?
interrupted you. Yeah, teacup again.
Your phone is interrupting you, Mike. Not us. Mike, all you have to do is say hi. How are you?
Like Mike keeps leaving the app and blaming us for it.
I know. We'll speak back. And then when we speak back, you can tell us why you're here. You know, you say hi to people. I don't think you like go to Walmart and just start yelling at people. Just walk up to them in their face and be like, "Where's the t-shirts?" Like, no. Like, hi, can you
Does he
help
not
me
realize
find...
he's not here?
He has no idea.
All right.
Mike's a little teacup.
Do you guys mute people so you can talk?
Nobody muted you. You keep leaving the app.
I'm not leaving the app.
Yeah, you are, Mike.
Bro, we can see it on the screen.
Do you guys know anything that Trump has done? Any of the great accomplishments?
No, he doesn't have any.
He don't have any great accomplishments.
Jones, that's such a lie. Let's be honest. He does have a great accomplishment. We talked about this the other day.
We did.
He lost the election in 2020. Great accomplishment.
Yeah. He also showed that, you know what I'm saying, this country is
talking
full
about
of
all the great
racists and
things.
homophobes
There you go again.
and transphobes.
I can't even speak. You guys keep interrupting me.
Bro, you weren't saying anything.
Do you guys want confrontation or do you guys want debate?
Tell me what
right now,
hold
I've
on.
seen from your show.
Hold on.
All I've seen from your channel is confrontation. That's it.
Mike, sir.
I haven't seen not one debate. It's you yelling and arguing at people and telling them they get unhinged when you yelled at
You're
them.
being
you
unhinged
yelled
right
at that
now.
guy.
Sir.
You yelled at Nolo and all you did was yell at him and you accused him of coming unhinged. I mean, are you kidding me right now? What'd you do? Mute me again?
No, we can hear you. We're just letting you spiral.
Good. You spiral where? You guys don't even want to listen to the great things that Trump has done for America. For you guys. For you. What he's done for you.
I'm on the edge of my seat. Tell me.
You know, he had the most employment rate in the last 50 years than any president.
No, Biden's was lower.
No, it's not. That's a fact. Look it up.
Biden's
Look it up.
lower.
Show your computer screen and look it up.
That's
then.
fine. I got it. Cool, no problem.
Show your computer screen and look it up.
That's fine.
He created more jobs for
With
women
what bill? What bill
in the
created
last
jobs?
50 years. In
What
the
bill
last
created
50
jobs?
years.
What bill
Okay,
created
can I
jobs?
speak? Can I
Bro,
speak? I'm not
you
done.
can't make claims and then not provide any evidence of it and then just say some more
How am I
shit.
going to provide evidence?
So you asked me to show my computer screen. I'm going to show my computer screen. Sorry, we gotta turn this around. Now you guys get to see my green screen behind me. Okay, you see these are the unemployment rates. Hold on, let me mirror my video. There we go. You see that? Those are the unemployment rates. You see them? You see? So this is 2016. But I just want to point out something. That Trump didn't do anything to lower unemployment rates. That was all Obama. Because you can see it just goes down to a straight line. Straight line. And then it starts to just level out. Starts to just level out. Why? Because Trump didn't create any policies. As a matter of fact, he gave a bunch of rich people tax breaks. And look, you would think that if he gave these rich people tax breaks in 2017, that these unemployment rates, you know what I'm saying, would plummet like straight down, like down here, because you would think that those people would hire more employees and expand their companies. But they didn't. They gave bonuses to their C-level positions and did stock buybacks. If he's talking, I can't hear him. Hold on a second. It might be my headphones. Because I thought I seen some chirping. Is he chirping? Oh, I can't hear none of y'all. Sorry. I don't know what happened. Hello? Why can't I hear y'all?
Running your mouth.
It might have froze. Hold on.
Don't mic me.
Okay. Well, then you can go to timeout, and when you learn how.
He said about the unemployment rate and to pull it up. Jones pulls it up. The entire time he was having a fucking temper tantrum.
Oh, was he? I missed it. I'm sorry.
The entire time he was having a fucking temper tantrum.
This is
While you were
during
talking.
Trump's presidency right here. I just want to point that out. 14.7.
Yeah, he's upsetty spaghetti.
Yeah, but
the whole time you were talking, he was just yelling.
Yeah, so the lowest that it got was 3.4% under Biden, which was lower than any time under Trump, as you can see. So I was right as usual.
Yep.
Yeah. Anywho. Yeah, I didn't know that he was losing his shit. My bad.
Yeah, the whole time he was just yelling, and I tried to get him to calm down, and he wouldn't.
Why did he ask me to pull it up in front on my computer screen if he didn't want me to pull it up?
I don't know. He started yelling about taxes and that he's paying more in taxes now. I said we're under Trump's tax plan. He said
we're under Trump's tax plan. Yeah. Trump's tax plan has been going up incrementally ever since 2021. It was only permanent tax cuts for the rich. It wasn't permanent tax cuts for all.
Then he yelled about gas prices.
Yeah, that's Trump's fault.
I tried to calm him down.
So he just came in here to crash out?
Mm-hmm. So I sent him back to the comments for timeout. So when he calms down, he can come back.
And Just to be clear, these aren't debates, y'all. Like, these are conversations. I only debate my intellectual equals. I don't debate just randos. Anyway,
Even sometimes.
Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay. In my opinion, even conversation is sometimes being really fucking generous, because this shit is wild. He can stay where he's at, Drea. Well, there's 5 people in the requests, so, you know. Oh, he's back in the request. Well, we're gonna let you cool off just a little bit more, Mike, before you come up here. Marcus, how are you? Marcus. Okay, bye, Marcus. See you later. I still hear him, though. It's weird. Oh, boy. Alright, I'm gonna let Mike come back. I feel like Mike has got it together now, and we can talk.
This
How are
ain't
you,
a
Mike?
debate. This is speaking, right? You guys just want to speak, but you guys keep muting.
Mike.
You guys
you go
spoke
again.
over me. Can I speak or not? Can I speak or not?
Mike, the entire time Jones was talking about unemployment.
No rads.
Okay, I guess you didn't learn how to emotionally regulate. You can try again later. Sir, when you're having big feelings like that, you want to smell the flower, blow out the candle, and it's going to really help you with those feelings, okay?
Did somebody
keep
crash out
doing
again?
that. Yeah, he sure did. I tried. I gave him a chance.
What is wrong with these people?
He's going to work on his emotional regulation, and maybe he'll try. He's back in the request.
All right, I'm going to eat a slice of pizza.
Okay. Guy, what's up? I think you tapped in on accident.
Who, I didn't?
No, not you. Guy, who I let up. They're not loading. Guy, if you're a Trump supporter, re-request and try to come back up. All right. Jackie, I'm gonna let you up, but if you're friendly, you know the rules. Jackie, what's going on?
They're not loaded.
Yeah, I see that. All right, Jackie, if you're a Trump supporter, come on back up. I'm just gonna boot you because TikTok is having some issues. Mike is back in the request. How do we feel about that?
Put him on. It's crazy that he just talked about people being unhinged and he won't even relax. Bro, have you taken a breath yet?
Thanks, Nanya. All right, Mike. So I see that we're better now. I feel like we can have a conversation. So Jones had pulled up the unemployment rate. Would you still like to discuss unemployment?
I would love to. No rad, but can I speak though without getting interrupted? Can I speak? When I'm done talking, you guys can talk. How about that?
You're not going to monologue. It's not your show.
It's not
but
my.
You can talk.
So you guys can have your opinions, and then when I want something to say,
I don't have opinions, sir.
You guys can mute me or.
I don't have opinions, sir.
You can go start your own live, Mike. You don't know how to behave. You don't know how to interact with people in society. You can say all the opinions you want on your platform. But if you're going to be disrespectful to me or Jones, you're not going to be here. Maybe you had a hard day at work. I mean, I know, I get it. Sometimes work is frustrating. But you don't take it out on other people, Mike. No. Gen Xer, he doesn't. What's up, Luke?
Hey, the other bro was up here yelling and cursing and shit. Hey, Luke, can you do me a favor? Hey, Luke, can you do me a favor? Bro, stop sending me a bunch of messages, bro. I'm never going to read them or look at them.
I'm sorry. I'm not a Trump supporter, but I don't understand why I keep getting, muted on here.
Probably because you're saying some wild shit in the chat.
I mean, I didn't mean to say anything wild.
Yeah, let me read some of the shit that Luke said. Let's do that. Hold on a second.
Oh, story time?
Mm-hmm. Let's read some of this
I
shit
love
Luke
it.
said.
I'm sure. Luke, have you messaged me as well and I ignored you?
No, I don't think I have.
Okay.
Let's read some
I
of
only,
these.
I only messaged Mr. Jones.
Let's read some of these.
Yeah, if you're spamming,
Over
you're gonna get
over
muted.
and over again too.
Where and when? When did I like say things? When and where did I do that?
Oh, is this the right account? Yeah, this is the right account. This is today. Oh, these are messages. Hold on. I gotta get out of this screen. Sorry, this is my inbox. There's too many of those.
If this selection.
All right, let's read some of these things. Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Why won't this thing load? I swear, man, TikTok be glitchy as hell.
From my own memory, I only remember sending you 3 messages on your account.
The party switch is a myth. Nobody said that there was a party switch. I said that the Democrats.
That was on your post.
Yeah. So the Democrats used to be conservative, and now they are liberal. That's a fact.
Oh. Yeah, I don't really disagree with that because it's obvious, but
so nobody said anything about a party switch. The video, if you watched it, says that they used to be conservative, and now they're not.
Okay.
Gotcha. The next one, blaming a race of people for society's problems. Where have we seen this before? Bro, seriously?
I mean, I don't understand why you guys do that. I mean, that's a legitimate concern, I guess.
Who created race?
No.
Who created race,
what?
Luke?
You said what?
Who created race, Luke?
It's a social construct.
Created by whom?
I don't know who created it. God? I don't
Thomas
know.
de Zerara. And why did he create it, Luke?
I have no idea.
So that he could convince the church that indigenous people and black people were less than human. So that it was okay to enslave them and unalive them and steal their properties.
It's horrible. But sometimes I feel like
it is
you guys
Gomez.
are left.
You're right on Clever Fox. I apologize. It's been a long day.
See,
so
I'm
yeah,
not-
Harris openly admits to being a Marxist. Can you prove it? And then also tell me what a Marxist is.
She doesn't say the word
Well,
Marxist.
no, you said she openly admits to being a Marxist. So that would be saying the word Marxist. What is a Marxist, Luke?
I'm trying to be polite.
What is a
and-
Marxist, Luke?
A Marxist is someone who follows the ideology of Karl Marx.
And what is that?
It's basically communism. It's,
Wrong. What is
a
communism?
A system where there's no class, where there's no classes, it's a classless society basically, but it's not something that works.
So for the
it's
thousands of
tried.
years, for the hundreds of thousands of years, literally, prior to capitalism, how did people survive if it doesn't work?
They still had like a sort of an economy that's based on trade. They traded stuff.
Communism is based on trade.
Okay, well, I'm not all that smart, so I'm
Clearly.
just,
So we just pretty sure the Soviets were an acting government. The Soviets were communists. They, you literally jumped the shark on that one, because there's no government in communism.
Yeah, that was my point on that comment, is that you said there's no government and the Soviets were a government.
So then they weren't communist.
They claimed to be communist.
The Democratic People's Republic of Korea claims to be democratic. But we know that North Korea is not democratic by any stretch of the imagination. The Yahtzees claim to be socialist, but no workers own the means of production. Like, bro, you're not good at this.
I don't support Trump.
You're not good at this.
I'm not, but I'm.
If most women don't know they're pregnant at 6 weeks, why are most abortions done at about 6 weeks? That's also not true.
Yeah, definitely not true.
When did I say that? Was that my other personality? I don't know.
Luke, friend, what?
I have mental health issues. Okay. I'm sorry. I need to get off here. I'm not okay.
All right.
Okay, Luke.
I hope you get okay, bro. You could have just reached out for help.
Yo, guys. We're not going to do that because I will mute you. And if you keep on, I'll block you. Not going to do that. Whether it's true or it's not true, it's not for you to decide. We're not going to do that. I don't know Luke's full username, otherwise I would check on him.
Luke Hampton.
Okay.
Oh, man. Hope be something else, boy.
I messaged him. I messaged him. Gary is back on YouTube. He's been gone for a long time. He crawled out from underneath his little rock. And I gotta go say outrageous shit in the YouTube chat. It's been a while. They miss me.
Phoebe, are you telling me there's too many animations? I think it's the same amount as the old one.
The other one, you had like 4 little spinny things happening.
Right.
All you have is a ticker and the logo at the bottom.
Nah,
I love how Dog Lover puts the Elmo.
The side animations moved too.
Oh, I didn't notice those. I see it now.
Anyways.
Oh, Cole.
Cole, I'm really starting to think you're obsessed at this point, Fred.
Luke, if you're still in the chat, I did send you a DM. It's probably in your message requests. If you need somebody to talk to, please answer your DM.
It's not bad if it's slow. I don't know if I can slow it down. Let me see.
Hey, Cole. Did you just come to camp? Cole, we can't hear you. Didn't he say he was going to take me? Oh, that's right. Jones, Cole was supposed to take you on a date. Weren't you guys going to like Chili's or Applebee's or something?
Oh, for real?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do all that.
It's all right. Just share your location. I'll make sure you get home safe.
I mean, I don't really like Chili's or Applebee's. I did stop at a Chili's on the way to Atlanta. It actually wasn't that bad. It actually wasn't terrible.
I hate
Okay, I slowed it down for you, Phoebe. I slowed it down to half the speed. Is that better or even more? All right. Is there some Trump supporters that actually want to have a conversation and aren't, you know what I'm saying, like 6 seconds for having an aneurysm? Because Mike
read faster.
Mike was going ham.
Mike was super upset. Super upset.
It really was.
John, are you bored?
No, I'm not bored.
Oh.
What's going on?
You're yawning. You okay?
Oh no, it's work all day, watch these lives, just to watch. So
I get you.
I am a Trump supporter, but just for the economy is one of my biggest issues I have right now. I work 70 hours a week, raise 2 kids, have a family, have a house, live in New York, getting clobbered in taxes and everything.
Getting clobbered in what?
Clobbered in taxes.
Whose tax plan are we under?
Right now, the states. It's the state tax. The federal government actually doesn't hurt my taxes. See, the people.
Oh, gotcha. So you're talking about like your state income tax?
Yeah, it's all
well,
state.
I mean, the president's not going to be able to do anything about that.
I understand, but my point is that when Trump was president, my wallet went further than it does today.
Yeah, but why doesn't it anymore?
Inflation is killing us.
Yeah, why do we have inflation? What happened?
Our government spent too much money.
On what?
On nonsense.
Like?
I mean, when you pass bills that have a million things in them, and then one of the...
Can you give me an example of one of these bills?
I can give you one of the nonsense stuff that's in one bill. I'm not smart enough to go read through all the bills that have been passed over the last 40 years. But they put provisions in there to name bridges after congressmen that have passed away or have retired. You think that's good? You think that needs to be done? We need to... What?
That doesn't cost money.
Where do you think they get the money to rename bridges? Like, let's go for we'll go for the Mario Cuomo Bridge. Was it necessary to put all that money in to basically change every single sign?
How many signs are on the bridge?
684, 84, around the whole New York area. Because again, when you go up 684, going up to 84, you have signs this way to the Mario Cuomo Bridge. Again, it was the Tappan Zee Bridge, now it's the Mario Cuomo Bridge when they rebuilt it. Okay. 84, you got to change all the signs this way to the Mario Cuomo Bridge. 87 down, this way to the Mario Cuomo Bridge.
That didn't cause government inflation, though.
Government inflation has been caused because of our reckless spending under every administration, probably since Reagan. It has literally gone up and up and up.
No, actually, it hasn't. That's not true.
Inflation under Donald Trump was 1.4%.
That's called that's bad, actually, bro. That's on the verge of. That says you have a declining economy. Like that's on the verge of deflation, which is bad. So if it had dropped, because he said, when I get back at office, I'm going to bring it down to zero. That would literally bankrupt us.
But that's not true, because when he did interviews that said what's called having zero inflation is very bad. You want a little inflation. That's what he said.
No, he said I'm going to bring it down to zero. I can play it for you if you like.
You can play it all you want. I've also watched other clips of things where he said zero inflation is bad. Maybe you got when he was talking about
1.5 is not good.
What he said.
1.5 is not good.
9
That's
is
on the verge of a
really
recession.
Bad. But 9, so 9 is good.
Was that not a global issue?
Why is everything that happened when Trump was president Trump's fault? But then anything that happened under Biden-Harris administration,
I'd be more than happy
Trump's
to
fault
explain it to
or
you. Are you gonna let me explain it to you?
Go talk.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. I'd be more than happy to. So if you, matter of fact, how do we fund our government? That's where I'm gonna start. How do we fund the government?
Our taxes.
Gotcha. So if you cut taxes for the ultra wealthy, yet increase spending and add $6.8 trillion to the national deficit pre-COVID, what is that called?
Say that one more time.
If you cut taxes for the ultra wealthy, so you lower our income, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you increase spending by 6.8 trillion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Prior to COVID. What is that called?
It's reckless spending to me. It's what
It's called inflationary spending.
Yeah, it's reckless. It's reckless.
That's what Trump did. And so when the Fed sees this, what do?
When the Fed sees that, they increase rates.
Yeah, right? And so Trump literally cut our income and then increased our spending and then mismanaged a global pandemic, which added an additional $2.3 trillion to the national deficit. And then in March of 2020, when oil prices plummeted to negative $40 a barrel, and Harold Hamm and other oil moguls went down to Mar-a-Lago and told Trump, you need to fix this. And so Trump went to OPEC and said, hey, if you don't lower the prices or you don't lower the production of oil, then we're going to cut off any of your military support. He made them sign a deal for 2 years, but told his supporters that it would be gone in a couple of weeks, couple of months tops. Why would you ask OPEC to cut oil production for 2 years for something that would only last for a couple of weeks, a couple of months?
You're talking about the pandemic. You're talking about the pandemic. I'm just making sure you're talking about the pandemic. Because in the beginning, that's what his advisors told him, and then his advisors were wrong.
His advisors told him what?
On TV, his advisors, like Fauci, got on live TV at the beginning of COVID and said, this isn't going to be bad.
Thank you, Skippy. That's not true. It's not true at all, as a matter of fact. That's not true at all.
At the beginning of it, he said,
bro, you didn't see the Woodward interview? That's not true at all. It's not true at all. Sir, that's not true. It's not true. He knew in November. He knew in November of 2019 that it was airborne and that it was way worse than the regular flu, and that it had potential to unalive hundreds of thousands of people. He absolutely knew that and played it down intentionally. He talks about it more than once, and especially in the Bob Woodward interview.
I don't take anything from Bob Woodward.
No. Trump said it with his own mouth. You want me to play the video?
I've heard everything that he said in the Bob Woodward interview.
No,
and
you
Bob
didn't.
Woodward let him. Yes, I have. I've watched.
Well,
it.
then let's play it for the rest of the people, because there's 1,000 people in here. Maybe they didn't hear him say that he intentionally played down COVID. So let's hear it from Trump.
Play it. I'm totally play it. I'm not gonna fucking argue. It's your show.
Now all of a sudden Bob Woodward's not respected, but before he was one of the most respected journalists in the world. But now we're not supposed to listen to him anymore.
Become his biggest obstacle. In the early months of the pandemic, President Trump tried to reassure Americans that COVID-19 would disappear, praising his own administration's response.
I think it's going to work out good. There's no reason to panic because we have done so good.
But those comments now face a renewed scrutiny as audio from a private interview with veteran reporter Bob Woodward show Trump admitting he knew of the serious threat COVID presented, including airborne transmission.
That's a very tricky one. That's a very delicate one. It's also more deadly than your strenuous flus.
The admission calls into question the decision to not implement a mask mandate. The interview also shows that the president held back information that critics argue could have saved lives.
I wanted to
I wanted to always play it down. I still like playing it down.
Yes, sir.
Because I don't want to create a panic.
The president never downplayed the virus. Once again, the president expressed calm.
But on Wednesday, Trump doubled down, while at the same time refusing to acknowledge any shortcomings.
It's just another political hit job, but whether it was Woodward or anybody else, you cannot show a sense of panic.
And as the president propped up his response, the Biden campaign launched a new attack.
He knowingly and willingly lied about the threat it posed to the country for months.
Sure did. For several months, he knowingly and willingly lied to the American people, costing hundreds of thousands of people their lives for no reason.
And when he says he didn't want to create a national panic, that doesn't matter.
No, sir. A responsible leader would tell people the truth and then listen to what the experts were saying about wearing a mask and keeping distancing and staying in the fucking house.
Yeah, but now they've basically said that masks didn't do a damn
That's
thing.
not what they said at all. They said that people were using them improperly, meaning you put the mask on, right? And then you take the mask off and you set it on the fucking steering, on the shift knob in your car, and then the next place you go, you put it back on. That's not how you wear, you know what I'm saying, a mask. You're supposed to throw away the mask once you're done. People were walking around touching things and then touching the mask and then touching things and then touching the mask. People weren't wearing them properly.
No, I know. And listen, I'm not gonna deny that what you're saying is true, but I'm also gonna say that the masks that they were telling us to wear were improper for what the virus that was out there.
No, they weren't.
No.
They would have worked fine if people would have changed masks. If people would have changed masks regularly, they would have been fine.
I understand about respirator stuff.
John.
I understand about respirator stuff. It's crazy.
I worked frontline in the pandemic.
I was a firefighter.
I worked in medical imaging for 20 years. Every single person who came through the hospital and had COVID had interactions with radiology. When people weren't masking, we started getting sick. And most of the time, we didn't even have N95s because Trump got rid of our PPE stockpile.
Sold it. Threw out the pandemic playbook. Dismantled the pandemic response team.
Wearing fucking chin straps and spitting in my face, yelling Trump.
Giving away our necessary tests to Russia so that Putin and his friends, his oligarch friends, could use them for personal use.
Yeah.
Can I give you an example of how there is hypocrisy though in all this?
I'm not a Democrat, so but sure.
Well, that's fine.
I want to address Durden because Durden has been
just
talking
mute
shit
him.
to
Don't
me.
address him anything. Just mute him and let's move on.
Okay.
So when, again, this is New York because I live in New York. I don't know where you guys are from, so I'm just gonna go by what I know in New York. So when Andrew Cuomo asked Trump for funding to build basically a complete COVID center in Manhattan, he never put a single patient into it. He asked for the ship that the government, the big medical ship. He never used it. Anything he
What does
wanted
that have to
Trump
do with
to
anything?
do. Because my
Is Andrew
point
Cuomo
is,
the president of the United States? Does Andrew Cuomo still have a job? I don't want to talk about Andrew Cuomo. I could give a fuck about Cuomo, any of them. You know what I'm saying? Like all of them, could pass away in their sleep tonight and it wouldn't bother me at all. But aside from that, Trump actively withheld PPE from states that he didn't believe supported him.
But I honestly don't believe that because every state, every
It's
governor that
proven.
even didn't even like him,
It's
said
proven.
that he was doing good things.
And he
sent money to
lied.
every state.
No, they didn't, sir.
So he sent all this PPE and every medical thing he could think of and everything that they wanted, ventilators and everything.
So you want me to put it on? You want me to put it on the screen for you so we can see what the facts are?
But we're talking about the bluest state in the country next to California, and he sent everything that Cuomo asked for. Everything. So you want me to believe that because a blue state he didn't send it to?
Sir, the same reason he wouldn't give California funding for the wildfires, he wouldn't fund FEMA in California for the wildfires until his advisors had to show him that Orange County had a lot of Trump supporters in it, and then he finally did it. Withheld funding for North Carolina, withheld funding for Puerto Rico, fucking bro wouldn't allow the stimulus checks to get passed out, held them back, refused to give $2,000 when other countries were giving $1,000 a week, $1,000 a month, shit like that, unless he could sign his name on it.
I wouldn't know. I didn't get a stimulus check.
Bro's a malignant narcissist.
Being from New York, you should know that. And by the way, the Comfort, that hospital ship, was for non-COVID patients only, and there was a list of, I think it was like close to 50 other conditions that they would not permit above the ship. And in order for people to get on the ship, they had to be transferred to a hospital where they were tested for COVID. They had to go undergo other tests and then get on an ambulance again and go to the Comfort. That was the Navy's rules.
No, listen, I'm not. I'm just saying he sent it. Is what I'm saying.
Hold on.
I'm just saying
Trump doesn't have the power to send a naval ship.
Being that, what? How does he not have the power when Donald Trump is the commander-in-chief of the entire branch of military?
Yeah, that's not how that works. So, like, Trump can't declare war on his own.
Thank God he can't, because he didn't.
Yeah, but he did drop a record amount of bombs, you know what I'm saying? More than both of his predecessors combined, which is insane.
So you think that when he dropped those bombs over in Syria after
and Yemen,
you actually don't agree with that, though, that he dropped the bombs in Syria after Syria used all that gas?
You know how many innocent people lost their lives? No, I don't agree with that. The same reason I didn't agree about it when Obama did it. I didn't agree with Obama's drone strikes. I didn't agree with Obama's drone strikes, and I certainly don't agree with dropping twice the amount of bombs on developing nations than both of your predecessors.
But if the leader of Syria, when Trump told him, do not use I can't pronounce the word gas, so whatever I can't pronounce the word gas, to harm innocent civilians or there will be consequences, and he did, and he ended up killing something like 100,000 people, and then he told them what he was going to do and he did it.
Let me ask you a question. Do we have
piece of war or what happens?
Do we have specialized trained response teams?
For what? Specialized trained response teams for what? That's what I meant. We have specialized trained for a lot of things, but yes, but for what?
Yeah, to respond to things such as this. Like if you needed to stop, you know what I'm saying, a specific person from doing a thing.
Yes, but again, if the guy is going
So your answer was unalive more innocent people. Just to take out the one guy. Unalive a whole bunch of more innocent people.
Has anyone released that gas since then? No.
I haven't been tracking it. What does that have to do with the question I just asked you? So a bunch of innocent women and children, no problem. They can go as long as you get the guy.
If the guy is a terrorist that is killing millions of people and a couple of thousand
I think lying about, you know what I'm saying, a global pandemic, and you know, having people die alone in the hospital because you lied to them over and over and over and over again, and their family never getting to say goodbye to them and shit like that. I think that makes you a T. We're not really supposed to say the word on TikTok, but I think that makes you an unscrupulous human being.
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Trump is a saint, because he's not.
Yeah, he's a terrible person, an absolutely horrendous human being.
I'm not going to say he isn't, but that's not. But again, it's just.
So again, we're going to go back to, you said, I'm doing this for the economy, right? So when your friends tell you to have the Saudis cut oil production for 2 years because you trailed off into Never Never Land, right? Tell you to cut oil production for 2 years. What happens when all of the countries open back up and the global supply has been diminished?
But
What happens when all of the countries open back up and the global supply has been diminished?
But there was.
What happens when all of the countries open back up and the global supply has been diminished?
But my point to you is,
what happens when the global supply is cut?
What do you want me to say?
I want you to answer the question.
When the global supply is diminished, what happens?
Yep. And then all the countries open back up. What happens?
Prices go up.
Oh, so who's responsible for gas prices going up?
Who's responsible for gas prices going up, you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
I guess if you're going to blame that on Trump, sure.
If I'm going, hold on. Who controls gas prices?
The markets.
Wrong. OPEC.
The market dictates the price of gas.
OPEC.
Yes, but the market dictates the price of gas.
OPEC.
Which
OPEC.
is the market. Yeah,
Wrong.
I understand what you're saying.
It's not, because there's actually more oil right now than there was in any point in human history. So it's not the market, because the supply is massive. So OPEC controls the market, right? And with that being said, if you cut the global supply and the countries open back up, and there's a huge demand now because people want to get it back on the road, and there's a low supply, you said yourself, gas prices go up. And when gas prices go up, what else happens?
Well, gas prices went up, oil prices went up, food went up, everything went up.
Gotcha. So let me ask you another question. If you place tariffs on a country, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that country stops buying your agricultural goods, and thousands of legacy farms lose their farms and are bought out by mega farms, how do you think that's going to affect grocery prices?
How is it going to affect grocery prices? They're going to increase.
Oh, who did that?
But this is my problem. I understand what you're trying to get me to say, but you're not taking you take consideration of after Trump left, the year after with pandemic, but during the pandemic when Trump had to make decisions.
He did all of these things
count.
before and during the pandemic, and the things that you do have consequences, sir.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, let's
the things that you do have consequences, sir.
Can I ask you something without being interrupted just one time? Just one thing. So the reason why he did that, and you may not like it, but the reason why he did it, because the one thing that Trump cared about most when he was president was the market. No questions about it. He literally stopped trading of the market when it was going down because it made him look bad. And I disagreed with what he did, but he did it. The fact is, though, is that the market is so high right now, so people are sitting on such, at least money for retirement, that I kind of think you can squash whatever you're talking about with oil because
not that many American citizens even have 401ks. Like, bro, you sound crazy, right?
And that's a problem.
Yeah, so that market only helped his rich friends. So all you're telling me right now is that he helped a bunch of rich people. That's all you're telling me right now. Is he helped a bunch of rich people?
Okay.
He helped a bunch of rich people get more money at the you know what I'm saying, to the detriment of poor people.
Do you think
and middle class people that work hard every day? People that work hard every day now have to pay higher gas prices, higher grocery prices. He deregulated HUD, so now they can't even buy a home if they wanted to. And then these major corporations were allowed to come into neighborhoods and buy up 10% of the properties in that neighborhood, artificially inflating both the housing market, people's personal property taxes, and the rental market. All of these things because of Trump.
But wait, can I? Okay, let me ask
so
you
now
this.
people can't afford housing or food or gas or childcare or anything, and we can tie them all directly to Trump.
But you don't correct when every economist said that if Joe Biden signed that bill for the what's called the 2 point whatever $1 trillion You had the infrastructure package, and the other one, the $2 trillion blah blah blah. That every economist said that if you sign these bills, it's going to increase inflation.
Yeah.
And
no, that's not what they said. No, that's not what they said. They said it's going to increase the it's going to increase the deficit by nearly $3 trillion over the course of the next 10 years, potentially. But if we create jobs, right, and we actually tax the rich and throw out Trump's bullshit ass tax plan, then we can counteract that.
But how is Trump's tax plan a bad thing when it gave me, a person making less than what's called, I'm not rich and I'm middle class. I am what I am. I work a lot of hours to get to what I make. My base salary without overtime is really not much, but it's all based on because I work a lot of overtime. I was getting more money in my paycheck when Donald Trump was president.
Because he put a moratorium on payroll taxes during COVID. That's why you're getting more money in your, but you would get less in your tax returns. Like, the crazy thing is I don't even understand how people don't realize. Like, you sound like you're probably near my age. Like, I'm in my 40s. So you sound like you're
39.
Okay, so you're almost my age, right? I've been paying taxes for a long, long time, right? Like, I got a larger tax return making, you know what I'm saying, even more money than I made in 2021. I made more money in 2015 than I made in 2021, and I brought home a much larger tax return in 2015 than I brought home in 2021, and I was making less money in 2021 and had more kids. Make it make sense.
It doesn't, because the tax bracket is out of freaking whack, and that's the
And
problem.
Trump did that.
That's Trump's fault. Trump did that. That's Trump's
He got rid of itemized deductions. He got rid of itemized deductions. That would have helped me. He lowered the amount payable back to the taxpayer for a child tax to $1,600 a person, or $1,600 a taxpayer. He did that.
But I don't understand how that's possible, because you can still itemize your deductions on taxes. So how is that?
No, you can't. Not like so. It's based on your tax bracket.
Right.
So you can't itemize. There's no itemized deductions under 100K.
No, you can itemize. It doesn't make any sense. The max you can take, I think it's 25 now. I think that's what the max, the minimum deduction is. So everyone just goes with the max because no one really makes
he raised the minimum or the standard deduction and got rid of itemized deductions.
I honestly didn't even know that. Be honest with you, I didn't even know that. Because again, it still allows you to itemize your deductions on your taxes, but it doesn't make any sense to even attempt to, because my deductions will never equal what the max is. Because again, I don't make a lot of money.
So you're essentially forced to use the standard deduction.
Yeah, everyone is, but that's even back before Trump was president, because the itemized
You can still itemize if you are a business owner.
But you can still itemize your deductions if you make more than a certain amount of money. If you're a business owner, you probably make more than the standard deduction, is what I'm saying.
Get mortgage interest gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to reach a certain amount. Like, he essentially took money from poor and middle class people and gave it to rich people. In 2027, because that's how long this tax plan is supposed to go. Like, it can expire in 2025, but it has increases up until 2027. Quite literally, the ultra wealthy will be getting back tax money. That's insanity.
Oh, listen, the ultra wealthy, again, but
his new tax plan, if he wants to continue this tax plan and add tariffs, the tax experts say that the average American citizen will end up paying nearly $5,000 more a year under Trump's plan.
You can't bring up tariffs, though, if your candidate right now didn't take them away since they've been in office. The tariffs are still in place in China. They didn't take them away.
Who's candidate? No, what? She's not the president. And also, that has to be done. That would have to be done by either the president or through Congress.
And you had the House and Representatives for the first 2 years of the presidency.
No, they didn't. They were Republicans.
No, the Republicans didn't have the House, and the Senate was controlled by Kamala because they had the one extra vote because of Raphael
Bro,
Warnock.
they still didn't have a super majority, right? And also it was Republicans.
So, if you wanted that, though, you could have begged for the filibuster to be done there, but they didn't do that. Thank God
Y'all
for
just
Joe
remake.
Manchin.
Bro, you haven't made a good case for anything that you're saying yet. Not one. I mean, not even close.
Okay.
All you've done is make excuses this whole time. Like, bro, just say that you don't give a shit about poor people or the middle class, and you're not gonna vote for a black woman because it's only one of those two things.
It's not true. It's not true at all. I'm not voting for a
Trump
Democrat.
didn't do a single thing for poor or middle class people. He didn't do a single thing that would benefit all Americans. As a matter of fact, all he did was harm Americans. While he was president, he had the lowest approval rating of any president since they started tracking approval ratings.
His approval rating dipped to what? 41?
Yeah, his average was 41.
Joe Biden got down to 38.
But that wasn't his average. Trump's average was 41, which is the lowest average since they started tracking it. 49 different presidential historians have rated him in the top 3 worst presidents ever.
So then 2 and 1 is Jimmy Carter and Joe Biden?
No.
No.
They're not even close. Like, Joe Biden had the fastest, and I don't even fuck with Joe Biden, the fastest economic recovery in history. And I'm not talking about American history. I'm talking about history.
You know, I'm not going to make excuses anymore. Listen, I never said Donald Trump was a saint again.
He's not a good person. He's not a good leader. I'm going to play the video again. I'm going to just keep playing this shit. I'm going to play this shit on repeat. I'm going to play it one more time. And this is his own people talking to him. This is his own folk talking to him. This is the same person that just interviewed Kamala night before last.
16, you said that. I'm going to surround myself with only the best and most serious people.
Well, I did do that.
This
we
time,
had tremendous. Look, we had the best economy we've ever had.
This
the world
time
has ever seen.
Your Vice President Mike Pence is running against you.
Yeah.
Your Ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, she's running against you. Your former Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, said he's not supporting you. You mentioned National Security Advisor John Bolton. He's not supporting you either. You mentioned Attorney General Bill Barr, says you shouldn't be president again. Calls you a consummate narcissist and troubled man. You recently called Barr a gutless pig. Your second defense secretary is not supporting you, called you irresponsible. This week, you and your White House called your White House Chief of Staff, John Kelly, weak and ineffective and born with a very small brain. You called your acting White House Chief of Staff, Mick Mulvaney, a born loser. You called your first Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson, dumb as a rock. And your first Defense Secretary, James Mattis, the world's most overrated general. You called your White House Press Secretary, Kayleigh Kennedy, milquetoast, and multiple times you've referred to your Transportation Secretary, Elaine Chao, as Mitch McConnell's China-loving wife. So, why did you hire all of them in the first place?
That was over a year ago.
It doesn't matter, John.
Yeah, but Nikki Haley has now endorsed him, so that's changed. Now
Nikki Haley's PAC endorsed Kamala.
Nikki Haley was on the ballot.
Nikki Haley is not a good person. Like, that's not the flex you think it is, my friend.
No, and I'm not saying it is. I wouldn't have voted for Nikki Haley either. But here's the thing.
Bro, you said that was over a year ago. Like, something has changed about him. He's worse.
Yeah, he's worse.
Yeah, well, when you got when you got a government, the entire media machine, the entire government, the entire everything trying to come after you.
Because he's dangerous. Because he's not a good leader. How do you not know that everybody around you is a criminal as the leader?
But they've literally tried to.
If I was a good leader, right? Like if I owned a company, mm-hmm. and everybody that worked for my company was committing crimes whilst at work, and I didn't know anything about it, am I a good leader?
What crimes are you talking about? The thing with his guy that got arrested and put in jail for.
Bro, everybody around him has committed crimes. Cohen.
Every white collar person commits. Anyone that's rich and powerful, and all these people everywhere, not just Donald Trump.
But that's not an excuse, John.
I'm not
He's
saying
not a regular guy.
Just make it out to be it's only Trump.
John, he is trying to be president of the United States again. He's not just some Joe Schmo who owns a business. He's trying to be president of the United States.
I know.
You're making excuses for a terrible person. A terrible person.
A felon that literally has taken advantage of every person he's ever... Like 4,000. So many lawsuits prior to him ever even announcing that he was going to run for president. So many lawsuits that they put him in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Like, why are you defending him?
Why I like Trump? You want to know why I like Trump?
Yeah.
It's one of two things. You're a bigot, or you're a misogynist, or you're both.
No. I like Trump because when I watched his interviews back in the 80s and in the 90s, his beliefs and everything he says has never changed.
That's not true at all. He was a Democrat back then. He was literally supporting the Clintons. The Clintons were at his wedding to Melania. He sent a check for $5,000 to Kamala Harris. He hung out with Diddy regularly. As a matter of fact, that's how he got his own modeling agency. That's how he got into young models in the first place. Bro, what are you talking about? In the 90s, he was telling 10-year-old girls, I'll be dating you in 10 years.
He was essaying people.
I know what you're talking about with that. I can't. He was
John,
always.
John, you're making excuses for a terrible person.
Y'all are in a cult for
and look,
real.
I know that this is like
y'all are in a cult.
This is hard to grasp this concept, especially because there's an emotional attachment when people make incorrect decisions. It's hard to admit you can be wrong at times, depending on your personality, right? But this guy is a terrible person, and he doesn't belong having any power in this country
when literally
because he doesn't care about you.
When generals who served this nation for 40 some odd years are telling you that he's a danger to America. And y'all are like, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. People that were briefed on intelligence of other dangerous leaders from other countries are telling you this person is dangerous. And you're like, When all of the data shows that he did not handle the economy well, that he was handed a great economy and shit the bag, and you're like, oh well.
So Trump touts the stock market when he got into office was at like 14, got it up to about 36.
What legislation did he pass that changed the stock market, bro? Be fucking for real.
John, Trump said that he could literally walk into the middle of Times Square and unalive somebody, and people would still. John, I've been quiet. That he could literally unalive somebody, and people would still support him. You're falling for his shit, hook, line, and sinker, and proving him right. Jones has spent so much time telling you all of the things that you believe that were good about Trump were actually not about Trump. And he was detrimental to you, not only you as a human being, but this country as a whole. And you're still saying, I'm going to vote for him. You're proving him right. You're proving that he said that you were stupid, and you're like, yep, I'm stupid.
Yep, that's literally
and I
what's
know
happening.
that's like hard to grasp and it's hard to feel, but dude, sit in that shit and realize that it is okay, because there are people who have made the same mistake as you. But right now, right in this moment, in this point in history, you have the opportunity to say, I'm not letting this fucking fool take me again.
I didn't want Trump to to run for president this year. I didn't want Trump to be.
So then don't vote for him. Vote for somebody that's going to actually do something for the American people.
The problem is that machine. I can't trust the Democratic Party because of the illegal immigration as well. And I'm sorry, but
hold on. So you're a bigot, just like I said.
No, it's not. I don't know. No.
Yes. You're a bigot.
No.
You're a bigot. You're a bigot. I bet. Watch this.
You don't even know what that means, John.
Are you a Christian?
You don't even know what that means. I can guarantee you,
Are you a
don't
Christian?
even know what that means.
No.
You're not a Christian?
No, I don't.
Thank God. Thank God you're not a hypocrite. Okay. Hey, so you're telling me that the people are here illegally? Is that what you said?
The people that have come across the border illegally. Yes.
Okay, got you. Name the code and law that they broke.
They didn't come through a legal port of entry.
Yeah. Okay. So where's that in the law?
You can't come.
You know how to read, don't you? You know how to read, don't you?
Say that
I
one more
love
time.
You know how to read, yes?
I can't. What?
You know how to read,
Can
yes?
you read?
Oh yeah, I know how to read.
Okay, gotcha. I'm gonna need you to read for the class. Can you read for the class?
I'm not reading.
Why not?
I'll read.
Why don't you want to read it?
Because I'm not a reader.
Oh, you're not a reader? Okay, all
read
right,
it.
that's fine. No rad's offered to read for you. Let's see
I
what
can
the
read
law
it.
says. Let's see what the law says.
Any alien who is physically present in the United States or who arrives in the United States, whether or not at a designated port of arrival, and including an alien who is brought to the United States after having been interdicted in international or U.S. waters, irrespective of such alien status, may apply for asylum in accordance with this section or, where applicable, Section 1225B of this title. So you see where it says whether or not at a designated port of arrival?
Yep.
That's our law. Our law says they can come here any way they want.
Well, why is there no revision in that law?
There doesn't need to be.
Because it's an international law,
It's
so we've adopted it into our law because it's an international crime to reject asylum seekers.
Okay, then can I ask you a real, easy, simple question?
How did your people get here, John?
Ellis Island.
Oh, when you mean when there was no asylum? I mean when there was no immigration laws?
Yeah, my grandmother came.
Yep.
To Ellis
When there was no immigration laws, who invited
Italy,
y'all
didn't
here?
she?
No, from Ireland actually.
Oh.
Yeah, nobody invited y'all here. I'm sure my ancestors, my indigenous ancestors, would have been more than happy to never see you guys ever show up here, ever. And take all of their land and all of their resources and muddy up their waters. And unalive, you know what I'm saying, all of their acts, all of the animals that they would hunt. And fish all of the fish that they would have fished. I'm sure they would have been more than happy to never see y'all illegal asses show up. See what I'm saying?
No, I understand what you're saying.
And then y'all steal land from Mexico, arbitrarily draw a little squiggly mark on the map and say, look, you guys can't come past here anymore. This don't belong to you anymore. So you're telling indigenous peoples to this continent that they're not allowed to occupy their own land. And you are okay with it. You think that that's okay.
And you think
And then
it's
steal islands from other folks. Steal islands from Puerto Rico. Steal island from Hawaii.
And you think it's okay to...
For indigenous peoples to occupy their own land? Spanish, the Spanish language, was spoken on this continent as the first non-native language for over 100 years before anybody ever spoke English.
Can I say what I was going to say now?
So they have more claim and more right to this land than any white people do, for sure.
I'm not going to even get involved with white people, stuff like that. I'm just saying that you think it's all right that they came across here and then the government strategically placed them in areas so they could gerrymander districts in states. And that's okay, because that's why they did what they did. They put them in strategic places to gerrymander. No.
Gerrymandering has always been in favor of white people.
And
Always.
Republicans. And not only that, that's why the red states build prisons in areas so that they can gerrymander. Also, none of these people can register to vote. Also, Republicans sent them to those states. Republicans sent them to those states.
Yes, to get them out of Texas because they would harm them in the census.
So hold on, you said they strategically placed them when Republicans sent them there in the first place.
How do they harm the census, John?
Because they get counted towards it, so that means they could gerrymander districts. I know this.
It's not how that works at all. It's not how gerrymandering works at all. Y'all literally believe any dumb shit that they tell you. Any dumb shit they tell you, you're like, yep. Y'all just eat it up. Swallow it with a fucking spoon.
Do you know why this has been happening? I can give you exactly why. Now, I know I have no...
Oh, you're going to be so wrong about this, but go ahead.
Bro, are you not embarrassed? Hold on. No, John, stop. John, stop. John, stop. Because I feel like I'm bullying at this point, bro.
No, you're not bullying me because I don't really care about being bullied.
Are you not embarrassed, bro?
No, I'm not embarrassed.
Why aren't you, though?
You won't let me talk. Do you understand that the electoral... Okay. You guys don't agree with the electoral college, I'm assuming, right?
Show me.
You don't like the electoral college, right?
Show me the gerrymandering.
That favored minorities.
Right. I didn't say favor minorities.
Or Democrats.
Or
Democrats. There's
Show it to me.
It doesn't exist. Florida, gerrymandered on behalf of Republicans. Texas, gerrymandered on behalf of Republicans. Virginia, New York,
Flatbush Avenue, right outside of Marine Park.
Show me You're talking still. Show me the gerrymandering.
Georgia, Kansas, Missouri, Tennessee, Alabama, Oklahoma, Nebraska. I can every single state in the United States gerrymandered. So much so
that it went to the Supreme Court, and they were told that they had to redraw their maps.
In Florida,
Ohio, Kentucky, Alabama, Louisiana, this is crazy. Just say anything.
In Florida, there's a district that's the shape of a witch's nose, and another one that's the shape of a broomstick. That's gerrymandering. Now, if you're going to tell me there are tents somewhere filled with people who are not able to vote, that's not gerrymandering. That's just your bigotry. So I'd like to see the gerrymandering, please.
He's a little teacup. I don't know, John, if you're trying to read us something from off the app, we can't hear you.
He came up saying his... I'm sorry. I didn't know you were talking because I had the headphones on. Go ahead.
No, I was just telling John if he was trying to read something from the internet while he wasn't active in the app, we can't hear it.
No, I wasn't reading it. I'm just saying what's called. New York now is the 4th largest state in the union opposed to population, which means they have the 4th most electoral votes in the union. They went from 3 to 4. Florida now is 1. Florida is basically a red state. New York is a blue state. You've redrawn the map now because the electoral college is harder to obtain for Democrats. So if you put illegal migrants into a state and then put them in districts, you can redistrict the areas to make a area that is red.
John, who brought
undocumented immigrants don't.
Who brought immigrants from Texas and the southern states? The fucking Republicans did. And then when they did it, John, come on. And then when they did it, they didn't send the funding with them. So the blue states had to absorb the cost to take care of these people.
Not only that.
That's not helping blue states at all.
Census workers. If you knock on the door for an undocumented immigrant and they don't know that you're supposed to be there, they're not answering that shit.
They're not going to participate in the census.
They were basically... Once they were given ID cards, they get counted as a population because they're paying taxes, supposedly, right?
They do pay taxes.
So that means they're counted towards the census because they have to have an ID to pay taxes.
You have to answer the census. I'm wrong about that. Be counted towards the census, sir.
But they get counted towards the population. It's just the census that tells them where they are. That's my point.
They wouldn't be there if Texas never sent them there.
And listen, Texas didn't want to screw up their district there. So
but you just made up this whole story about how they were strategically placed.
No, New York strategically placed them in areas, which is wrong. But this is my point.
If they had more people in their state, they would get more votes. It's not why.
No, they get what's called the population of the district, then they can actually redraw.
Texas could have done that for themselves.
They can redo it after a certain time period anyway.
Texas couldn't afford all the
Yes, they could. We fund them.
They had federal money, and they kept it.
Do you know how much money it costs?
No, because they put more money into the economy than they take out. Look at Springfield.
So what I have from
Springfield was saved by the Haitian immigrants. Saved.
So what I have from your argument so far is that undocumented migrants who are shipped to New York by red states are counted in the calculation of the Electoral College. So that seems like pew-pewing themselves in the foot, red states. Dumb move on you. And then somehow that Electoral College calculation is used to redistrict. Is that what I have?
Well, no. The Electoral College counts by population. The redistricting counts population in the areas so they can move the lines.
Show me the redistricting that did that, and did not take into account undocumented migrants that don't vote.
I'm not talking about them voting.
Okay,
I'm talking about them population to move the district further into bluer areas, further into Queens. So, like, I'm going to give you a little, just geography of New York. I don't know where you're from.
Before you say another word, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look up New York, because I'm from New York, right? Okay. I have family still in New York, and so I have a big interest in this. If I look up New York State District 3, and I look up the history of the moving of that, and then I look up what the standard for gerrymandering, am I going to be upset with you, or am I going to be happy that you've given me some information that I didn't have before?
I'm hoping you'll be happy. The fact that District 3 runs from the tip end of Nassau County all the way into Queens.
Well, I have family in both of those locations. And so I'm going to look up the gerrymandering project and see if they consider District 3 a gerrymandered district. Okay, the last contentious process in New York, period, was in 2011. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, yeah, because that was when this is before Santos, this is before Swazi was this year. It's definitely a while back.
Yeah, I've never had Hungry Howie's before, but it's actually fucking good.
You know what that is?
So you're talking about redistricting that happened in 2011 before we had undocumented migrants being shipped to New York.
I'm talking about the way they redistricted in 2011, and then now, because it's predominantly a red district, because it's hard to get a Democrat in there, they can take the illegal migrants that they put over into the mental institution as a shelter, and then take them as the census to expand the district further into Queens.
You mean the way the Republicans keep building prisons to expand the districts?
Listen, I don't think it's right what Republicans do in other states as well.
The math still isn't mathing.
Yeah, they're playing the extra long game. They're playing the 20,000 year game.
But why would Republicans send them to an area to make an area blue?
Because the Republicans and the
Wouldn't they want to keep them in a red area to dilute, besides the fact they can't fucking vote, but wouldn't they want to dilute blue districts in their current states?
See, I don't actually believe that the Republican, the Democrats actually give a blank about anything they do. I just think they like to keep power in their states. And I think that, again, the presidency to me is...
Is that why the Democratic Party keeps trying to pass legislation that'll help American citizens and the Republican Party keeps blocking it?
When the Republicans are in power, the Democrats do that too.
That's not true. Name a time in history where conservatism... Name a time in history where conservatism has been good for the progression of people.
Name a time in history when conservatives has been good for the progression of people. Mm-hmm. I mean, I truly believe that the more jobs created.
Yeah. So the Democratic Party since Reagan has created over 80 million jobs. The Republican Party has created less than 10% of that.
Well, how come manufacturing is so far down now and during Trump's era it was so far up?
Because Trump literally started a trade war with China and lost our steel industry and our aluminum industry and our lumber. That's why Trump did that. That's why fucking appliances went through the roof. People couldn't afford to manufacture furniture in the United States anymore. People couldn't. John Deere left. Harley Davidson left. Train tried to get the fuck out of here. I think another air conditioning company left. We lost shit tons of farmers. Trump did that.
Companies have been leaving the United States well before Trump was president.
So here, because you're just gonna pivot again. Princeton has a gerrymandering project. It's one that I look at whenever somebody makes a silly claim like the one you made. Do you know what the grade was for the last time
I'm gonna give you the big screen, Jeff.
Okay. Do you know what the grade that New York was given for their last redistricting? By the way, Nassau County is here. They have a fully red district there. Do you see? You see right there? And this blue district already existed. Their overall grade was A. The partisan fairness grade, which is just math, nobody has any advantage, A. Competitiveness, similarly competitive relative to other maps that could have been drawn, so that gets a C. Geographic features, few county splits, that gets a B. Here are the metrics: partisan fairness, geographic features, partisan composition. It's a blue state, so you're going to see more blue than red.
I know that.
That's just a thing that happens. Minority composition, right? This is just math. It's no longer an opinion. It's just counting. Their overall grade is A. What that means is that there is no gerrymandering in this state. I see no witches' noses. I see nothing shaped like a broom's handle or a cane or a weird curved finger or a bat or a Rorschach blob of any kind. It's just counties the way that it should be. Now, there are some splits like over here, but that's in the city, and the city's weird. So I don't know where you're seeing this gerrymandering.
But my question to you is why do you think that it's okay for District 3 to be at the tip end of Nassau County, but then manage way all the way up into Queens?
Because that's how it's districted, but the math does not show that it's gerrymandered. If you have different math that disagrees with Princeton, I invite you to go to gerrymander.princeton.edu, look at their methodology, and see if your math is better than theirs.
But my what's called, what I'm saying though is that it hasn't formed 100% yet because they just put them into.
They're playing the 20-year game, Jeff.
Florida has an F in everything.
Is Nassau County in a Pokeball with an evolution stone?
A what?
Is Nassau County in a Pokeball from Pokemon with an evolution stone? It is the thing that you would put on certain Pokemon to help them evolve, so that it takes some time. That's not how districts are drawn. They don't get drawn by putting them in a vat and mixing them with chemicals, and then eventually the gerrymandering comes out. They're just drawn and then approved. So if there was gerrymandering, I would see it. You're saying it's not fully formed, as if it was that scene from Ghost and they're making a bowl out of clay.
But what I'm saying, though, is that the Democrats just this year filed a lawsuit against Nassau County to redistrict, and they won in the Supreme Court of New York.
So why? Because Republicans were gerrymandering as usual?
Well, no.
Okay. Why did they win in the Supreme?
No, because the
why did they win in the Why did they win
lost.
in the Supreme Court?
What?
Why did they win in the Supreme Court? So now you're going to send me on a second wild goose chase, and I'm going to look up that case. It's late, and I'm happy, Jeff. So I'm not going to be upset with you, but why did they win in the Supreme Court?
Well, 2 years ago, the Democrats lost when the Republicans sued over the districting in Manhattan with Jerry Nadler and I forgot the other woman's name. And they were very upset about that because it ended up forcing out because of the population.
People get upset when they lose court cases. I want to know why they lost and why the Republicans lost in the Supreme Court this time.
Because of the population gained in that area because of, basically, in my opinion, the illegal migrants that they put into.
Please stop calling people illegal. They're not illegal.
Migrants. How about that? What do you want me to call them?
Undocumented.
Undocumented people were put into areas, and because of them being counted.
How were they put into areas?
Well, because they were putting them where they could shelter them.
So there's shelter in certain places, and they go to where there's shelter.
Yes, but they're counted as in the population stats so that they can actually.
But you moved right past what I said.
Okay.
There is shelter in certain places, and they put them where they can shelter them. Correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Did they bypass shelter? Like, for example, did they go a whole bunch of states across the country, skipping other sanctuary cities and states to put them somewhere? Or did they just put them where there was shelter?
Well, they built shelters for them.
Okay. Texas put these people on a bus and skipped past a whole bunch of sanctuary cities and states, red ones too, to bring them directly to New York. Like, literally across the country.
And he ain't mad at them for doing that.
They lost because
that's perfectly okay.
They were racial. They were diluting the vote for minorities. They intentionally
so they were
did it.
gerrymandering.
They were gerrymandering.
Oh,
they were
my
splitting
goodness.
up neighborhoods that were historically belonging to minority communities and capturing those neighborhoods and taking small portions of it and putting it into what were white, traditionally or historically white neighborhoods. And so they were losing their voting and power of representation in their local and beyond government. So they were gerrymandering.
Oh my
That's why
goodness.
they sued and they won.
Poor city of Brentwood. I have a question for you, John. What do you think a bigot is?
What do I think a bigot is?
Yes. What is a bigot?
Oh, wow. I'm reading this story. This lady standing in the street previously named Lindner Place after a leader of the Triple K in New York.
Yeah.
And they moved her district into that fucking district. Like, this was some heinous shit, and they did it on purpose. Thanks for bringing this to my attention, John. I didn't see this.
Send that to me.
This gerrymandering. It's on NPR. Nassau. Okay. You can just look it up.
Yeah,
I'm not going to send it to you because TikTok will give me a flag for sending you links. They don't like when I say certain things.
Okay.
It's a voting rights battle in New York City suburb may lead to a national fight. This is from February 8th, 2024. That's why they sued. They were diluting the minority vote.
Hey guys, there's 1,300 people in here. We've been providing all types of education and laboring our asses off tonight. So if we could chip away at that goal, we greatly appreciate it.
1K coins. That's right.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
I don't
fix
listen to Mike
that.
yell at me.
Trying to hit 1 million. It's already 11:35. We only got like an hour to go, if that. I'm already exhausted. So,
so John, what is a bigot?
Bigot to me is someone that doesn't like somebody because of the color of their skin. How about that? It's about that.
Okay, I can go with that. I would say somebody who maintains an opinion obstinately, even in the face of opposite information.
Correct.
But like, did you read up on the Supreme Court case or?
Campaign has done.
It's no use lying to me.
very clearly.
Oh, there we go.
Thank you, Gloria.
I'm a prophet, and I've already read your mind, so it's no use lying to me. Okay. Have you read up on the Supreme Court case and you know the stuff that NORAD said, or did somebody tell you about the Supreme Court case and tell you what to think?
I have not read up a lot on the one most recently. I read more up on the one 2 years ago when they redistricted Jerry Nadler and the other Democrat out of Manhattan into Brooklyn.
I love that. We're getting off to a great start. Thank you for the honesty. Now, when it comes to that word you were calling undocumented migrants, did you read up on any single border law, or were somebody telling you what they think the law was?
No.
Okay.
He just showed me the law.
Thank you, Tip Top. I appreciate you.
That's one of the laws.
Thank
so
you,
there's
George.
a whole bunch of border laws. Like Title 8 has a ton of them, a gaggle of them. That's one of the most important ones because that's the one that, like for me, if somebody crosses the border and is here for 364 days, to me, they're here legally because of that law. They can walk around, buy bagels, buy chicken, buy whatever they want to do. They can just be here. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it anyway, but that law says they can be here for 364 days. So with that, now that we've got all of that out of the way, have you changed your opinion on undocumented migrants from when you first came up here?
I have never had a bad thought about undocumented migrants at all. I actually agree that we need more people in this country to help out in certain ways. My problem I've always had is that I just believe that you should have to come through a port of entry. That's all I've ever said. I'm sorry, I don't believe that you should be able to just cross a river and then
You wouldn't be here if that didn't happen already. Your ancestors came here across a body of water, say it a river, and unalived a whole bunch of folks.
I have no idea what my ancestors did because my ancestor would be my grandmother who was from Ireland. So I have no idea what that was all about back in 1930 or whatever. She would have come here.
The Irish people and the Italian people came here and they were running booze. They was running women. They were creating street gangs. They were literally running amok. I'm talking about they were tearing the cities apart.
They were ignoring the plight of Jewish people who were refugees. So here, when you say they should come through a port of entry and they shouldn't just be able to cross a river and go do a stuff, why? What's the utility of that?
I just think it's harder to, in my opinion, you can't vet certain people that get across because if you
We
allow
didn't
them,
get to vet your people. They just came here. There was no computers. We couldn't call back to fucking Ireland or Italy or Germany or Poland or the UK. We couldn't call back and say, hey, is this a good person? Are they okay? Couldn't do none of that. They just came over here and took shit.
So here, you think they should be vetted because you think criminals will be let in or substances or both?
it's not really so much criminals because I'm not going to demonize, the, undocumented people that come across that are just coming here for a better life. But the drugs are a major problem. And
what do you know about the substances that come across the border?
Right. I need more than water at this point.
There's a lot of drugs that are coming across from the cartels. And
Wrong.
What do you know about how they get here? Who brings them?
People that the smugglers that
Thank you, Ashley.
Cartels are basically implanted.
There's a cue card behind you. A guy's holding it. It says U.S. citizens. I want you to turn around and read that cue card. I'm going to ask you again. Who brings them?
What cue card?
It's behind you. You can't see it. It's invisible. But when you turn around, just read that cue card.
Yeah, it's not undocumented immigrants.
Yeah, the cue card says U.S. citizens, so that's your line. I'm giving you your line.
Thank
so
you,
that
Terry.
It makes for a better show when you have accurate information. Who brings them?
Smugglers.
Yeah. Who are the smugglers? Are they undocumented people or are they Americans?
They're probably more or less people with dual citizenship that can get across back and forth.
Nope. Nope. Just Americans.
And how do Americans come into the country? Typically.
How do they come in?
Yes. Like me, if I was to
Thank
go
you, Marsha.
to Tijuana, right? And then I wanted to come back because I have to work on Monday.
You're going to come on a plane
how would I come back?
A plane or a boat?
Let's say I was driving back, because going on a plane, there's those dogs that sniff the backpack that I have full of stuff. If I was driving back, how would I drive back?
Through a port.
So I would have all the stuff in the back of my car. It wouldn't be me, because it's mostly YT people and I'm black. They wouldn't give me all that stuff. I'm Spanish. They'd stop me in an instant. But the white people that are bringing the stuff across, they're just coming through a port of entry?
I would say probably yes, but that's not that's not all of it.
So the majority of it comes here through airplanes and cargo ships.
I didn't say majority. I said all of it. I'm saying though we are allowed.
So these are the three largest ways that it comes through: cargo ships, airplanes,
yep, I know that.
White people.
I understand that. I'm just saying.
I didn't expect you to say white people.
The least likely people to be trafficking narcotics into the United States are undocumented immigrants.
I never said the undocumented immigrants. I'm sorry. Yeah, that word. That's one. The undocumented immigrants are the ones that are smuggling them in. I'm saying they're sneaking them in with them. So you want to say they're white people because they're easier?
They're not sneaking it in with them. They're bringing it in their vehicles. Their campers, their cars, their pickup trucks.
I'm saying using them as
No, they're not. They're not. They're not. That's not happening.
Here's okay. So it's question time again. Have you looked into the DEA information? They have this information about who brings this stuff in. Have you looked at it, or are you guessing?
I'm just doing what I've listened, what I hear on the news stations and stuff. That it's
okay. Cool. No, that's fine. They're lying to you. So if you look at the DEA, if you look at the DHS, they'll tell you, yo, this is how it's coming in. And just people ignore them, and they say whatever they want in Congress. And other people.
Brooklyn, thank you so much for the $50. Big W.
But the majority of it is coming through like the direct ports that you want people to come through. That's where it's coming through. It's not coming through the river. That's silly. That messes up the substances. Like you'd have to double. I don't know. I've never smuggled the stuff, but I would imagine you have to make it watertight as opposed to just putting.
I'm sure No Raz can tell us.
Oh. I can actually, but not on TikTok.
Not the call for self-snitching, but you see what I'm saying? Like,
I read books, Jeff.
Well, I know you read books, but I also know. You know what? I'm not gonna finish that sentence. What I am gonna say is, John.
Yep. It's because I'm Colombian, isn't it?
Partially.
Mostly.
It'd be well. You know what? You're gonna. No, I'm not. I'm not falling for that. I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe, John. When people come across a river, do you know why that is?
Fleeing, trying to get. I don't know, getting a better life, and they'll risk their lives to have a better life. And that work.
Yeah, because the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So if you have a straight shot across a river to get into the United States, or you have to walk east or west to like somewhere else, it's gonna take longer. And step one of seeking asylum is get into the United States. So they go one spot, in one way, just boom, cross
straight across. I guess.
Yeah. So it's perfectly fine for them to do that because that's what they want to do to get to safety. You want them to be safe, right?
And listen, again, I've never said I have a problem with.
Bro, the first thing that you said about why you need to vote for Trump is the economy. And that argument blew the fuck up. Then it turned into essentially, it doesn't matter what the in-betweens were. Then it turned into, well, undocumented immigrants. Like, bro, I said this earlier. I guess I'm a prophet too. I said it's either bigotry or misogyny.
Oh, I said it in the Discord a long time ago. I
Like,
called
bro,
it.
you don't have a single solid reason to vote for the grapist, felon, fraudster. Not a single one. Not one.
Not one.
But I could name probably 15 to 20 right off the top of my head of why Kamala is a good vote. You can't even name a single policy that he ever passed while he was president to help American citizens. And he had 4 years and the supermajority, and the House and the Senate when he got in office and didn't pass a single piece of legislation that was beneficial to the American people. Not one.
I mean, he signed an executive order, what's it called, during COVID, so that he would ease regulations to ease the emission level standards on trucks in California to help goods get from the ports in California to states where they needed them to help, which supplied PPE, which supplied food, which supplied everything, because California standards for emission levels are so out of control that he eased them on the federal ports.
If he wouldn't have fucked up the mishandled the pandemic in the first place, he wouldn't have had to do all of that shit.
But I just gave you a really good thing he did, and you just basically turned it away like that's not a good thing he did. But
I'm just saying. But bro, hold on. So you're telling me because you know what I'm saying, he did this one minute thing, even though he his mishandling unalived hundreds of thousands of people, because he did this one, you know what I'm saying, small thing, we should erase the trade war, the OPEC deal, and the tax breaks on the ultra wealthy. We should, so forget the people that died, forget the 70,000 young girls that have been and women that have had to carry the babies of grapists because he installed people to overturn Roe v. Wade. Forget them; they don't matter. Like, forget the people that became unhoused because they can't afford housing because of deregulation of HUD. Like, forget all of these people that were harmed because he lowered the EPA emission standards that one time.
Again, I'm just giving you one of the things he did. He did something also with the environment when he signed an executive order to plant millions upon millions of trees in all the states. I mean, that's another executive order. He signed a lot of executive orders that did.
I'm going to tell you why that executive order was horrendous.
There we go. Okay.
Do you know how long it takes trees to mature? The ones for lumber. I assume that's what you mean. The executive order on trees for lumber, yes?
Yeah, I think so.
That's not good for the environment, by the way.
They did that in the 80s. I want to... you're good at math? I hope you're good at math. Are you good at math?
Pretty decent at it.
All right. In 1988, a whole bunch of farmers took the government up on its incentives from this thing called the CRP to grow trees instead of the surplus of corn and soy that we had. It took those trees 20 years to mature. What's 1988 plus 20?
88 plus 20, 2008.
What happened in 2008 when we had a whole bunch of mature lumber?
Were you talking about the fires in California?
No, much better than the fires in California. Much less fire, much more housing crisis.
So now we're going back to Reagan, and then we're going to say Reagan. So they did that, and then we had the housing crisis, which we have again today.
It didn't cause the housing crisis. The housing crisis made it so that all that lumber couldn't be sold to anyone. So they had all this lumber and nobody to sell it to. So a lot of those farmers went bankrupt. And so then we had a whole bunch of lumber that went to big lumber yards, and the price of lumber skyrocketed because lumber yards and planer mills were just the big guys now. Same thing happened around Trump's economy for the same reason, and it had something to do with tariffs this time. And now, in telling people to plant lumber, we're going through the same thing again, because you cannot predict what the lumber market is going to look like in 20 years. You can't just unilaterally flood the market with lumber and say, we're going to need that in 20 years. You have no idea. So he could get lucky 15 years from now, and we could have some like need for lumber where everybody makes out. But more than likely what's going to happen is there's going to be
we can 3D print houses now. So
yeah, there's going to be a surplus of lumber and nobody to buy them. You know how I can tell I'm in a good mood, Jones?
How's that?
Because John said every economist said that the infrastructure bill would lead to higher inflation. And I know that he can't sustain that because I'm looking at a bunch of economists right now that say the opposite.
Yeah.
But I didn't jump on him. I didn't jump on it at all. I'm just reading through what Mark Zandi and the Penn Wharton budget model and the Brookings Institute and the Economic Policy Institute and James Pethokoukis, and the Congressional Budget Office. All of these people that say that it's wonderful to invest in infrastructure.
Even Youngkin, who's the Republican governor of Virginia, is like brags constantly about how well their economy is doing because of their access to the money from the infrastructure bill.
Yeah.
I just know we implemented a lot of money in the infrastructure bill, and I ain't seen a damn thing done in my state from the infrastructure bill. That's all I'm saying.
Have you looked?
Yeah, I drive every day through it, and all I do is drive over potholes and get.
Is that how you look? I swear to you, John, this is a serious thing that I feel like somebody should pass a law, even though I work in this field, right? That everybody's smartphone should be taken from them and put into a wood chipper. They were built on the backs of thousands of really smart people, and nobody uses them. They use them to play like Candy Crush or whatever the hell the most what's the popular game right now?
I don't know,
That's
bro.
What they use it for. And to talk on
Probably
TikTok.
still Candy Crush.
It's a tiny device that can tell you the atomic weight of any element in 2 seconds, and it can actually tell you what's going on with the infrastructure spending. But instead, we're just going to drive over potholes, and that's the extent of our research. I don't understand it. It's wild to me.
I'm reading it right now.
He said I didn't see it, so it doesn't exist. Even though I know that they installed a whole bunch of charging stations for EV vehicles, which that created jobs.
Not going to get involved in that.
The largest producer of EV vehicles is your buddy's best friend.
And you know where the largest EV charging station is in America?
Where?
In California.
Why would
And you want to know the funny part, the ironic part about that is it's 100% used on diesel powered generators. Which I think is funny.
Now, here's a question. Here's a question for you.
Sure.
Let's say that diesel-powered generator was to explode, and then it was replaced with a nuclear-powered generator. Would you still be able to charge those vehicles?
With nuclear?
Yeah.
I would say yes.
If it was replaced by like a whole bunch of solar cells, would you still be able to charge those vehicles?
Solar cells?
Yeah.
I don't think it would have enough power to do it. I think we need an alternative.
You guys don't know how solar works.
It would, but here, so the point I'm trying to make is, if you have an electric vehicle, you can pretty much charge it on anything that powers the electric station. If you have a gas vehicle, you have to power it with dead trees. That's it. That's all you have is dead trees. Like really old dead trees.
Hey, hold on really quickly. Oh, of course he didn't come up. This dude said, Daniel says, you guys are brainwashed. Trump 2024. Daniel's been here in the comments for a very long time. He hasn't heard John make a salient, cogent point or give us one single reason why anybody in their right mind should vote for Donald Jimothy Trump. And we're the ones who are brainwashed. We got to be in the goddamn upside down. Got to be. Got to be in the upside down. That's the only thing that explains this shit. That's the only thing that explains it. James, I'm going to give you one more opportunity. Give me something that Trump did that helped all the American people. What piece of legislation did he pass? So a policy that he has moving forward that'll help the poor and middle class. Tell me what he'll do for the black community or the Latin community or the indigenous community. Tell me where in his Agenda 47 it speaks to any of those things. What about the LGBTQIA plus community? Because those people are still American citizens. What about women that have been raped and are now carrying the baby of a rapist? What is he going to do for them?
While he's pondering that, the diesel generators are just there for backup generators. It's not actually powered by diesel. I read something other than Cowboy News Daily. Do you need some help? Do you need some thinking music? Gotcha.
Well, I want to say this to you guys because I actually enjoyed this conversation. I really did. I know you probably didn't, but I actually did because you guys did actually give me a lot of good information because there's a lot of things I didn't know about with the whole immigration thing. And I actually kind of like the fact that you guys showed me the international policy and stuff. And again, I am not a bigot. I am not a racist. I am not voting for Trump because Kamala Harris.
I'm going to ask you again to give me a reason why anybody in their right mind would vote for somebody who absolutely shit the bed.
Because I thought for the first 2 years of his presidency, he did a lot of good
Name a
things.
policy that he passed that was good for anybody. Name one.
He signed a lot of executive orders to.
Executive orders aren't policies, right?
He can only control what he can sign. If the government, if the what's called, if
Name an executive order that he passed, that he signed, that was good for all American citizens.
in my opinion, what's called a lot of the deregulation executive orders he signed were very good for us because there are a lot of regulation standards in a lot of states that don't make sense.
No, they weren't good for us. Him deregulating HUD is the reason that nobody can afford housing now, rental or otherwise. Like, bro, that you're just saying things, but you're not actually using your brain. You're just saying words because you're having an amygdala response. Your brain will not allow you to think anything other than what you have been trained to believe.
I can only tell you my experience. My experience is, okay, whatever he did, he signed the executive order, deregulation HUD, which made housing unaffordable. The fact is that when I got my house was at the heart of COVID, when he was still president, my house was worth X. And now, 4 years later, my house is worth X. And I can't attain that to Trump because Trump was not in power. But my house right now that I live in, I could not afford now. But because I got it during COVID, when Trump was president, I was able to afford it. So I don't know how
did the price go up?
What?
How did the price go up?
Honestly, I don't understand how the freaking price could have gone up $300,000 because my house
I can tell you right now.
$300,000 more than I paid for.
I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now. Because Zillow and BlackRock and other multinational corporations and foreign nationals were now allowed to come into your neighborhood, and even if they just bought 5 houses in your zip code, how do you determine what you can sell your house by? What price you can sell your house on? What do you
Probably
determine that
the
on?
market value of the neighborhood.
So what would we use?
What the most recent house is sold for?
Yes, comps. So if these multinational corporations are coming in and buying houses for $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 over asking price, then somebody like me comes in
inventory from the market
and can't buy a house because the most recent comp is $40,000 more than the houses would normally cost, and now it's out of my budget.
But this all happened during this administration.
During COVID. No, it happened during COVID while Trump was in office is when it started. And you know why these people started buying up houses? Do you know why these corporations started buying up houses?
To flip them for a higher price?
Nope. Because they were afraid that all of the rest of the markets, stock markets and so on and so forth, were going to, be destroyed by the pandemic. And then that people were going to lose their houses because they had no jobs. And now they could use them for rental properties. And they could drive up the rental market. So they knew people wouldn't be able to afford to buy houses. And now they owned all of this property to rent.
But again, so a once-in-a-lifetime pandemic.
He wouldn't have lied about it and mismanaged it, this once-in-a-lifetime pandemic wouldn't have taken so many people's lives. If he would have given stimulus checks immediately and told people to quarantine and follow regular recommendations and not dismantled the response team and not thrown out the playbook, none of this would have happened.
So you think 2 months was too long? That's the whole point. Done. That's what happened. It happened. It came in January or February, and then by April, they had shut down the country.
Yeah, that's too long.
He knew about it before the new year.
What does the 19 stand for in COVID-19?
I have no idea.
The year it was.
Now, I'm going to ask you this because, I don't have any clearance. NORADS is a super spy, so she has all the clearance. But I don't think that NORADS, do you have as much clearance as the president?
I do not.
Okay. So do you think the president, and this is for you, John, do you think the president knew about COVID before you did?
Do I think Trump knew about COVID for us? Yes.
Okay, cool. So then it's not 2 months.
Listen, I know they went back in studies. I know they think that the first case they may have found was the year prior in maybe October. I mean, that's all I really know from just what they've said, because that was part of the study.
Still make it longer than 2 months.
Correct.
But there was only one case or something like that. When it started really getting bad and relevant.
How many Ebola cases were there before Obama shut down the airports?
I have no idea.
One.
That's it.
So
that's it.
Yeah.
That's all.
If you have an epidemiologist that runs into the White House like Jeff Goldblum in Independence Day and says, "Hey, the sky is falling," the first thing you do is say, "Holy crap, that's the expert." Us in Florida, Jones, NORADS, tell the truth. We each have our own pet weatherman that we look at, and if they're not panicked, we don't panic, right?
That's right.
Facts. Everybody looks, "Hey, you gonna be okay?" And I look at the weatherman, and he's just chilling on the beach. I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna."
When they said they were closing Waffle House,
yeah,
time to go.
It's a wrap. We out.
Time to get the fuck out.
Waffle House closing is the equivalent of that epidemiologist going up
or
to Trump
if what's his name show up, Jim Cantori show up. It's time to go.
Yeah.
That's right. Jim Cantori's coming to your neighborhood.
Time to go.
Hold on to your butts.
If an epidemiologist goes into the White House, instead of you saying, "I don't want to start a panic," you say, "Hey, I'm going to put a plan in place immediately."
Right away. Had a concept of a plan. He said, "I'm going to lie to everybody. I'm just going to lie to them, so I don't look bad."
Right, John. So ultimately, with COVID and all of the things that COVID knocked down a whole bunch of dominoes, right? Trump, had not gotten rid of the pandemic response team, got rid of our COVID tests, and sold our PPE, and handled this like a sane adult, He literally could have been an American hero, but he gave too many shits
And would have won a second.
about bad
and probably would have won a second election.
Definitely would have won a second election, but he cared too much about what people thought of him in that moment. He couldn't see 5 feet in front of his face because his ego is disgusting. So many people died. Both of my grandparents died, and I watched countless people die. I get to hold iPads so people could say goodbye to their loved ones. I got to take their post-intubation chest x-rays. I got to be in the room when they were intubated. Watch people cry and die. He could have stopped all of this if he acted like an adult, and in every instance where there's been a tough decision to be made, he has acted like a fucking petulant child every time. He has done nothing to help you at all. He has done nothing to help any of us. And the fact that you still want to vote for him is insane.
And no matter how much evidence has been provided to you, you're like, but what about, but I gotta, like, it's, like, I don't understand how you're not embarrassed. Like, this is sick. This is sick. This is disturbingly sick.
That again, when I said to you about an hour ago, I said I didn't want Trump to run.
Then don't vote for
him, John. Don't encourage his bullshit. Every vote that he gets encourages his bullshit. Every person that votes for him is giving him a fucking attaboy. Keep that shit up. You're condoning his behavior.
So
this is exactly how how fucking Hitler was able to take over Germany. Exactly. Like, exactly. To the T.
There was way too many problems with Hitler that they just
You have to say Hitler.
Hitler? No, Hitler was a bad man, and they ignored a lot of. I guess that's your
bro, John.
Bro just ran fucking face first into the brick wall.
Yes. You know, there's this thing called the tenets of fascism. There's 14 of them. And we learned these because we studied what happened in Germany and what Hitler did. And guess what? Trump fulfills all fucking 14 of them. All of them. Every single one of them. He is just as bad as Hitler, if
Bro
not
literally
fucking
said
worse.
that out loud. Bro literally said that out loud and then caught himself mid-sentence. Like,
What?
oh shit. Oh shit.
No, I'm saying what's called that with Hitler that they let him they let him go too long before they stepped in and stopped it.
That's exactly what you're doing by voting for him.
Again, I don't see. You guys may consider Trump Hitler, but I mean, I don't understand how that is.
He's worse.
Yo, who was the first person? Who was the first group of people that Hitler went after? Who was the first group of people?
Oh God, it wasn't the Jews. It was oh my God, why am I drawing a blank? It wasn't Jewish people. It was basically his own people that didn't follow him. Probably, I'm assuming.
He went after Marxists. That was the first people that he said they had to take out. Was Marxists. He called everybody who didn't agree with him a Marxist. Who does that sound like?
I don't know enough about Marxism to know what. Like I don't.
Who else says that? Who said we need to rid this country of the Marxist vermin? Who said that?
There's a lot of people that have said that.
Trump said that. Who said we need to rid Germany of the Marxist vermin?
I guess you're saying it was Hitler.
Like, it's crazy, man. It's fucking insane. Like, all of the signs. It's like a flashing red light, you know what I'm saying, that says, you know, road closed ahead, and it's every 15 feet. And you're like, nah, I'm gonna keep driving. This is the only way I know. Just keep going this way.
Oh, makes any consolation, I actually wanted DeSantis, but that's me.
You wanted Ron fucking DeSantis?
The other fascist.
Like, you don't even know. All three of us live in Florida. I follow Florida politics very fucking closely. And had Ron DeSantis been given the opportunity, he would be doing the exact same thing Trump is doing. And he's trying to do it right now in the state of Florida. So all he is a pig with prettier lipstick. That's all Ron DeSantis is a pig with prettier lipstick.
Hey, John.
With his white fucking go-go boots.
John, I think you're a fascist, bro.
Fuck yeah, you are.
I don't even know what that.
You don't like women. You don't like brown people.
What?
You are a fucking fascist.
I don't even know what the definition of fascist is. I'm sorry.
Palingenic ultranationalist.
I'm a fascist.
You are a fascist.
It's not funny,
It's
bro.
not funny.
But I don't know what it means. Again,
you are not a safe person.
I'm not a safe person?
No.
Not at all.
You are not a safe person.
I agree with all of that. I'm still in a good mood now because I'm having a grilled cheese sandwich.
Grilled cheese sandwiches are lit. I could go for one too.
Yeah.
But I just ate all that pizza, so I don't know if I really. I'm just gonna read some things really quickly. I just want to read. I just
want to say this one thing real quick, and that is based on the definition that you and I agreed to, John. You're also a bigot.
Bigot.
Yeah.
I'm a bigot and I'm a fascist.
But listen, there's good news. Before Jones reads that, there is good news, right? Now that we've identified these things about you, you can sit in that for a moment and figure out why we say these things about you, unpack that shit, and change who you are. You don't have to be this way for the rest of your life. It sucks and it's going to take a lot of hard work and it's going to hurt your feelings, but you don't have to be this person forever.
Fascist regimes tend to make constant use of patriotic mottos, slogans, symbols, songs, and other paraphernalia. Make America great again. America first. All of the Trump, I'm a patriot. All of the Trump flags. Are you following me so far? That's number one. That's the first 10.
Speaking of the songs, it doesn't say that, but do you know how many artists have
made Trump songs?
Have sent cease and desist letters to Trump because he steals their songs?
Yeah. They don't want to be associated with him.
Yeah. Disdain for the recognition of human rights. Because of the fear of enemies, immigrants, and the need for security, the people in fascist regimes are persuaded that human rights can be ignored in certain cases because of need. So people look the other way.
So my rights are no good.
Nobody's impeding on your rights.
Nobody's impeding on your rights. But taking away women's rights to bodily autonomy, medical privacy, and access to medical care.
About that. It's not up to me. It's not up to you, and that's my opinion. My opinion is.
But that's not what Trump believes.
That's not what you're voting for.
And that's not what you're voting for.
Listen, I don't care. I don't want to know about it.
You have to know about it.
But that's not the point.
No, you have
it's
to
what
know
you're
about
voting
it.
for.
Men should not be involved in any of that situation. That should be only
Exactly, John. Exactly, John. So you can't close your eyes and look the other way. You can't stick your head in the sand when stuff like this is happening.
And that's what the rest of the people in Germany who did. Is the things that they didn't necessarily. They were like, oh, whatever. All I care about is the fact that these undesirables are here. So I'm gonna look the other way for all of this shit that I don't necessarily agree with. Because the undesirables are here.
I'm looking away because my taxes are lit.
Right. Hey guys, we only have 347 left in our goal. There's 1,400 people in here. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo in the bio for education and entertainment. Number 3, identification as enemies, scapegoats as a unifying cause. The people are rallied into a unifying patriotic frenzy over the need to eliminate a perceived common threat or foe. These are typically racial groups, ethnic or religious groups. Think Muslim ban, China virus, Kung flu, liberals, communists, Marxists, socialists, and T groups that could be invading the country. Who does that sound like? Haitians. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Megan. Damn, we're 3 for 3 so far. Supremacy of the military. Even when there are widespread domestic problems, the military is given a disproportionate amount of government funding and the domestic agenda is neglected. Soldiers and military service are glamorized. Trump said that in Agenda 47, I'm going to fund the military so much that there'll be no question that we're the most powerful nation in the world, and also threatened to turn the United States military members on American citizens for protesting or not agreeing with him.
I just don't understand how.
Number 5, rampant sexism. Government members of fascist nations tend to be almost exclusively male-dominated. Under fascist regimes, traditional gender roles are made more rigid. What did J.D. Vance say? Even if the relationship is violent, I think you should still stay for the kids' sake. Crazy. Wanting to end no-fault divorce. Calling women dogs and nasty. And she's too ugly for me to have raped. We're literally 5 for 5. Number 6. This is hilarious. Wanting to control the media and claiming that any media that doesn't agree with you is fake. When it was Hitler, he had what is called Lügenpresse, which means lying press. With Trump, it's fake news. We're 6 for 6. Obsession with national security. Fear is used as a motivational tool. They're bringing drugs. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
They're rapists. They're murderers.
They're rapists. They're murderers. They're, you know what I'm saying? They're gang members. They're taking over the cities. If you don't vote for me, there's going to be war. Everything is going to be bad. Nobody's going to make it. This country is falling apart. Well, none of it is actually true. 7 for fucking 7. This is crazy. 8. Religion and government are intertwined. We're going to put the Bible back in schools. We're going to make sure that the 10 Commandments are up on the wall. And even in Oklahoma, they're saying that the only Bible that is acceptable, essentially the only Bible that meets their guidelines, is the Trump Bible. That's weird. That's weird how that his Bible is the same Bible that eliminates the 11th through 17th Amendment. I wonder why that is. I wonder why his Bible has all the amendments except for the ones that grant women and people of color rights. Why would his Bible just skip a whole bunch of amendments? Huh. It's weird. That's weird. Hey, you can be quiet. I was talking. 9. Corporate power is protected.
Batting 1,000 there.
Tax breaks for the ultra wealthy. Wanting to eliminate labor unions. They call Trump a scab for a reason. We're 10 for 10. Disdain for intellectuals and the arts. Calling all colleges liberal institutions. Wanting to get rid of DEI studies or any studies that aren't simply math and science. Not even history, just math and science and English. Number 12, obsession with crime and punishment. Saying that you're going to grant immunity to the police officers and that crime is going on everywhere and we need to stop crime. And under fascist regimes, the police are given almost limitless power to enforce laws. You remember Trump was like, hey, when you're putting them in the car, you don't have to guard their heads. You don't have to be gentle with them. If they hit their heads, oh well. When I get in office, it's in Agenda 47, I'm going to give police immunity so that they can do their jobs. Number 13, rampant cronyism and corruption. What was one of the biggest issues with Trump's presidency? Why did he keep losing people? Why did people keep going to jail? Why did his son-in-law and his daughter and his two sons and many other people hold offices and positions and get money from foreign nations? Number 14, claiming that elections are fraudulent or a sham if the fascist regime is not the victor. 14 for fucking 14.
And John, this is what I was talking about, right? That you need to say something. First they came for the communists and I did not speak out because I was not a communist. Then they came for the socialists and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me and there was no one left to speak out for me. It's not funny.
Nothing funny.
No, it's not. It's also not funny to try to win over somebody and call them a bigot and a fascist.
Bro, God damn it.
Bro,
if it
you
walks
Cinderella
like a duck
and the shoe fits.
and quacks like a duck, you know what I'm saying? And the water rolls off its back like a duck. Then what else would I say?
I don't know, but
all right, John. I wish you the best. I wish you the best.
I don't
know what else to say to you.
What we should say is, "Oh, buddy, are you instituting fascism? That's awesome, bro. You're so cool. The participation trophy's in the mail. Just DM me your PO box, and I got you, bro.
Just let me vote for a
You're
fascist.
so awesome.
Just let me vote for a fascist.
Do you hate brown people and women? Oh, shucks. Put the little, when you put the fist on the chin and go, oh, buddy, oh.
Gosh, gee willikers. Listen, I mean.
Oh, sorry. Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, all in the bio. Thank you, Riggsy. Thank you, JP, Megan, and Jordan. I think I said it. Thank you to you guys already. Sorry, I was in the middle of my bag. Sarah, I don't know if I said thank you to you. Thank you to you as well.
Every time we said something to him, it was, but you guys are calling me this, or
thank you, Ramona.
The normal pivots. The thing that John doesn't understand and refuses to understand is that there's so many people who we have conversations with all the time who have that same me mentality. So when we read that and we hear that, then there was no one left to speak out for me. It's because people like you, John, are only worried about you.
Hey, where'd you get that quote from?
What quote?
It's a poem.
It's called First They Came.
It's a poem called First They Came. It's from somebody who survived the Holocaust.
Martin Niemöller?
Niemöller, yeah. Niemöller.
Niemöller. Give me more fascism, right, John? I love the fascism.
Man.
Maybe John will read now. I don't know.
I doubt it.
Doubt it. But
it's all good.
He's gonna
So what's up, Gabe? See, look at these dummies. A vote for Kamala is a vote for Marxism. I don't know what the fuck Marxism is, but I'm going to say it anyway.
You got to swipe out, Gabe.
Inked Alchemy, same thing. Said that I was doing too much.
Hey, are you guys socialists?
No.
What's a socialist, Gabe?
It's just a question.
What's a socialist,
Thanks,
Gabe?
JP.
It's a step into communism.
What is a socialist? What is socialism? Please tell me.
Like, it's a collectivism.
No. What is socialism? What defines socialism, Gabe?
Just a question.
Gabe, if you can't tell me what it is, how could I tell you if I am one or not?
I just asked you.
All right, bye, Gabe. Bye, Gabe. You don't even know what the fuck it is, but you're going to ask me if I'm one.
Just a quick election reminder, if you're in the state of Florida, you have until October 24th to request your mail-in ballot if you need or want to vote by mail. October 24th is your vote by mail ballot request deadline in the state of Florida. And while you're thinking about whether
Yeah, the
or not
kids
you want
don't
to vote
have
by
school
mail,
tomorrow, so I don't have to get up super early, but I still have to go to this event tomorrow morning. I think that shit is like at 8:30, so I got to get up. So I won't be able to go live. Thank you, Tara. I appreciate you.
I'll probably go live. But while you guys are thinking about whether or not you want to vote by mail or you just don't give a shit, please don't forget to tap the screen and share the live. There still is that sub goal. There still is that gift goal. There still is the 317 left.
300.
And also, check Jones's Linktree or my Linktree. Come to Thailand with us in June of 2025. We're going for a whole week. We got a lot of fun shit to do. And, you know, we'll have a good time. Jones is going to take naps.
Fuck yeah. Sleep on the beach. God damn it. What's up, Louis?
I am going to be so golden brown. So tan.
Louis, you there? All right.
Louis, Louis.
Yeah, I'm definitely not letting you out.
Mancini.
Nah, I'm not talking about him.
He was there for hours. Stay in the requests.
Hunter, what's that?
Am I married? No. I'm like, well, no. It's a weird question when we're talking
Yeah,
about
she's definitely asleep.
I would have sang her a lullaby. Are MAGA allowed on the Thailand trip? No. It will not be a fun time for you.
This is gonna be quick. Yes, how can I
Hey,
help you?
bruh. Why you dodging me, bruh? You scared. Oh, yeah, block me. You're scared.
Yeah, I don't talk to people that sound like this. Sound like they're motherless. Why you blocking me, bruh?
Ciao.
Like, yeah, take your ass to bed. You take your ass to bed.
Every time I hear that, I'm like, it's an East Australian current, bruh. Skirt.
Yeah.
Fucking love that movie.
Oh
Make
my
sure you
gosh.
have your exit buddy, Jones.
You scared. Something is not okay with y'all.
What are we talking about on here?
We're talking about how I wished I was a little bit taller, how I wished I was a baller, how I wished I had a girl with a good. I would call her. I wish I had a rabbit.
Nice.
That's what we're talking about right now.
Trump 2024, baby. Woohoo!
You need to drink some water and take your ass to bed, woman.
Facts.
Trump's our president, dude.
Trump 2024, yeah! I want my rights taken away, goddammit!
I feel like people didn't appreciate my song quite enough.
Man. That's
classic
like
song.
fucking chickens voting for Popeyes. Fucking cattle voting for Texas Roadhouse.
Rodents for Daikon.
Why do you like Kamala?
Her name is Kamala.
Her name's Kamala.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Do me a favor. Do you mind? Do you mind doing me a favor?
Sure.
Yeah, going straight the fuck to hell. Thanks. Appreciate you.
Uh-oh. Spicy
Hey,
Jones
you're
is here.
racist, bruh.
Probably.
Jones, I'm looking at you. You're racist.
Probably.
That's yeah, bruh.
Yeah.
You're a racist, and
Yeah,
your
probably.
forehead is 9 miles long.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
So weird. Apple. So weird.
I got nothing but white walls in my house. I'm not racist.
His next comment was going to be about your fingernails.
I drive a white BMW.
Clocked it.
I drive a white BMW. Certainly not racist.
Can I be heard?
Sure.
You guys can.
We can. Yeah.
I just one comment. Like, as I hear MAGA supporters, only thing I think about is, do y'all know that line in Friday After Next where Cat Williams say you can bring a hoe to water, a hoe to water, but you can't make them drink?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I get that feeling so much because it's like I've been on plenty of lives, and no matter how many times they get burned, they will never be like, yep, yeah, that was it. And they're always constantly saying how you guys, and I'm telling you now, like, I don't vote like I should because I don't want to be an ignorant voter. So even in this particular election, like, I'm definitely trying to brush up on my politics and everything like that. So I'd rather not be ignorant opposed to, just going out here and saying, oh, I'm going blue or whatever may have you. Just to being a little bit more educated. But it's just the fact that they do not let it go for me. Like, please just let it go. It's okay to say you're wrong. And like, how can somebody give you 14 points and you're like, yeah, but yeah, so yeah. Mm-hmm. It's the ignorance. It's like pure blind ignorance that they like thrive in, and it's scary, honestly. And for people like, I'm a Christian myself, and for those who are like teeter-tottering or anything like that, I tell people, my pastor always tell us like to vote the Bible, right? God is not forcing anybody to do anything. So why would we vote someone who's going to force your hand? You get what I'm saying? Like, that's even without the politics and not knowing like how the government works, even if you are standing on your belief system,
they're not standing on their belief system. Their belief system doesn't align with Jesus.
It couldn't possibly, because he's not going to force you to anything, and that's the common misconception about Christianity.
Hey, big W to Brian for the $100. You're amazing, bro. I appreciate you.
Brian. It's like, that's the common misconception that God is forcing you to do anything, when it's like, no, like, make a choice. And I'm not going to force you to choose me. Either you love me freely or you don't. That's the exact opposite of Trump. Trump is like, you better love me. You better do this. You have to do this.
If anybody listened to him talk to, what I'm saying, the Latin community on Univision, the things that he said are insane. Insane. Like, bro is literally sitting there trying to scare immigrants with other immigrants.
Like, it makes
He's telling immigrants that other immigrants from the very countries that they came from are coming to harm them.
And just for those, just to clarify, because I am looking at the chat where people are saying like God has anything to do, doesn't have anything to do with it. I'm speaking for those who identify what I identify with. You have people who do intertwine their belief systems with their politics. So for those who do that, and those who say, "Oh, I'm going to pray on it," or whatever may have you, that's what I'm attesting to. Not about God being however you look at life.
Sash.
Everybody has a belief system that they filter their ethics and morals through. Everybody, whether it be God or not. That's what I was getting at in terms of how I'm guided. Like reading as well as praying and things like that. That's my system, and I could be talking to hundreds of people on here as well. So that's pretty much it. I didn't want too much. I got 5 kids. They got to get up for school in the morning.
Political says, thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Big W political
so guys,
says.
Definitely, I like watching the live. I've caught you quite a few times. So good work you guys are doing up here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have a good one.
You too.
Jeff is still eating grilled cheese.
Is he for real?
I don't know. I'm just fucking with him.
Nah, it's gone. I was just scrubbing through the Univision.
Yo, the shit is insane, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally, you feel like you're on some sort of psychedelic. But I am going to drop because it's time to turn back into a pumpkin. I'm actually surprised y'all are still up, but I'm old.
Yeah, I'm gonna be going to bed in just a moment here.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Jeff.
Maisha, what's that?
Hey, I just wanted to correct your last caller. These kids, the movie that this should be a reference to with MAGA is the part of Waterboy when they discuss what happens when your brain is on drugs.
he said no, my favorite part. Hold on. He's probably reading his Trump Bible and eating a bowl of Trump cereal before mommy tucks him into bed. Is crazy. Nah, listen. Let me tell you what they remind me of from Waterboy. When Waterboy was arguing with the teacher about the medulla oblongata, he said it's in your medulla oblongata. He said, "Mama said it's because they got too many teeth." Right. He said you're wrong. You're wrong, Colonel Sanders.
Trump's right. Trump is always right. That's exactly what it is.
My mama said.
Just as long as we don't talk about what Vicky did with her breast, we're good.
Like, yo, that's what they sound. That's literally what they sound like. That is legitimately what they sound like. But my mama says because they got all them teeth.
And then once you catch them in that place is when you see their brain making that noise of right when he's about to tackle. That's what's happening.
Oh
right
wow!
then.
Listen, my man Brian just sent me another $100. Y'all are killing it tonight. I appreciate y'all, man. I don't know why I don't know how to use my my own shit though. I'm too tired for this nonsense. Say what?
He said my MAGA said.
Yeah, my MAGA said.
I just wanted to say that because that was as soon as she brought up a movie, I was like, no, ma'am, wrong movie. They are all starring in The Waterboy. I promise you. And then it's weird because you have J.D. Vance as being the one standing in the back saying, "You can do it. You can do it all night." It's so weird.
It really is. I agree with you. Well, I appreciate you, Fred. I appreciate you.
Night.
All right. You have a good one. What's up, Andrew?
Hey, what's up?
Not a whole lot, buddy.
How you doing, man?
A little tired, but I'm doing.
It's going. So what's wait, so are you voting Trump or Kamala?
Kamala.
Yeah. And then who's the other person voting for that's below? I can't read the name.
No.
Kamala.
Kamala?
Yep.
Cool. So I guess I just have one question. I mean, it's a really simple question. It's not going to be the question that determines who I'm going to vote for or who you're going to vote for. But like everybody's saying Trump did this, Trump did that. You know, the economy is not because of Biden and Kamala right now. It's not her fault that everything's shit. You can't prove anything. But I have one question. When there's a CEO of a company and the CEO takes over, whether it's 100 employees or 2,000 employees, who does everybody place the blame on? The CEO or the employees?
Well, as somebody who worked in a C-level position, if they know that there was decisions made prior that had, like there was mitigating circumstances and had decisions been made prior, right, that led to this particular issue, then they're going to blame the person whose fault it was, because people who make it to C-level positions understand that decisions made, right, have long standing consequences in many cases.
So I would argue differently that everyone.
How many C-level positions have you sat at? I'm just curious.
None, but
okay, gotcha.
So I work in a company where all the employees blame the chief executive officer
because the employees, right? Because the employees don't have to sit in those C-level positions, and they don't see accounting decisions being made. They don't see, expenditures being made. Like they don't see what's happening. They don't see what's happening up here, so they don't know.
So you're proving my point. We don't see what's happening at the top. So
no, we do know. So the good thing about our government is that literally we can go and we can see it all. Like we can go and see what EIA.gov says. We can go and see, you know what I'm saying, like how the tariffs affected us. We can actually just go and look at it.
So with what's going on in the entire world, it is not a reflection of leadership at all, is what you're saying. Like it's not Kamala's or Joe Biden's fault at all. It's determined upon everybody else.
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, I don't think that you know how civics works, right? Like, and how our government works. But Kamala Harris isn't in charge of anything, and Joe Biden isn't the president of the globe. He's just the president. Bro, like, why do you keep asking me questions, and when I go to answer you, you start talking again?
I'm just confused.
How would you? Clearly, you're confused. Authority? We gathered that much already.
What's that?
We gathered that much already. That part is for certain.
I'm just confused on how
the government works. You're confused on how the government works.
No, we appoint a leader, and we can't. All of a sudden, we can't blame the leader. They have been leading the.
You can blame the leader for the mistakes that they made, not the mistakes that other people made.
So
hold on. So what you're telling me, Andrew, hold on. What you're telling me is, right, is that if I wire a house, you know what I'm saying? I faultily wire a house, and then I hand you the keys to the house, and you go inside and you flip on a light switch, and the house starts to burn down, I can blame you for it?
Dude, the contractor is always...
Answer the question. Can I blame you for it?
Yes, I blame the contractor.
Oh, great. So great. Thank you. Thank you for picking up on the scenario. Thank you for picking up on the scenario. Exactly. So the person who wired the system is the one who's at fault. So the one who made the bad trade deals, the one who made the bad OPEC deal, the one who, you know what I'm saying, like made the bad tax plan, is the one who's at fault for the results of those decisions. You're not good at this, bro. You fell face first into your own bullshit.
Pro tip, conservative aunt is also not good at it, neither is Candace Owens. So maybe you should not follow them.
Like, bro literally walked into the point.
Yep. I knew he was going to.
You the head of the household now. I gave you the keys. It's your problem now. Should have asked for an inspection. He probably sitting there yelling at his phone right now, too.
They're fantastic. Love Ant and Candace.
Oh shit! So did I mute myself?
Nah, we shut you up because you sounded like a fucking.
Okay, so
troglodyte.
So
Bro, now you got a fucking echo.
Anyways,
you got an echo. You got an echo. You got to swipe
You
out
gotta
of the
swipe
app and
out.
come back. Swipe out of the app and come back. I don't think he understands it. Swipe to your home screen and come back. All right. Whatever.
Okay, we'll do that.
Yo, he thought he was eating too. He's like, there's a black guy on the screen. I know I can say some nonsense and get over it in here.
He also follows Charlie Kirk, not the guy with the flattest posterior occipital protuberance I've ever seen.
Yo, Charlie Kirk got the weirdest shaped fucking head that I've ever seen in my life.
I'm telling you, because his mom didn't love him. So he was constantly laying down. Like, she constantly had him flat on his back because, you know, back to sleep. The back to sleep campaign. So when in his formative years, his head formed fucking flat because his mom wouldn't pick him up.
What's up?
Yo.
Should have answered faster.
They wanted to talk about OPEC.
Who did? Sorry, they were quiet for too long.
Bino.
Hey, welcome back.
Yeah.
Didn't I tell you to go to hell? Didn't I tell you to go to
right?
hell? I guess you didn't hear me the first time.
Don't tell her to go to hell. That's where I'm going, and I don't want to see her there.
She must have missed it the first time. Sorry,
Yep.
bro. You didn't answer fast enough. I apologize.
Yo.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening.
How's it going, guys?
It's going.
It's going. So the thing is, everybody's always about Trump is for the oil field. I'm from East New Mexico, the Permian Basin.
Mm-hmm.
Oil field is popping over here. So during COVID, what was it, 2020, right? So I had a boss that was pro-Trump. Like, he was like, oh, Trump is going to be our savior. He's going to be our, you know what I mean?
Right.
We went from servicing 81 wells to 18 wells.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes into our little shop. He's like, that motherfucker fucked us. And I'm sorry for cussing.
No, you're fine.
And that's what he said.
He sure
because
did.
I'm going through his words. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, we're about to get shut down because now we're only servicing 18 wells because Trump failed to negotiate with OPEC.
Correct.
And then I was like, but that was your savior though, right? That was the guy that y'all loved so much. And he's like, I don't want to talk about it. I want to hear about it. Like, we're all dismissed from our jobs right now. And I was working for a big company. I'm not going to say what company it was. I probably already said it. But I was working for a big company, and it was not good around this area whenever. And that's what the thing that people don't realize. Like, I'm 39 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working in the oil field since I was 18. Every time a Republican gets into the oil field or gets into office, the oil field does not do so good or do so well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my thing. And I just want to state my voice and voice my opinion. Like, this is not like we've been doing a lot of drilling, since when Obama was there, Clinton, and Biden. You know, it's people just need to realize, like, y'all need to shake that thing. Like, not the Republicans are out for the Republicans. They want their money. You know, They want their lobbyists. They want all that. Sure, like George Bush Jr. made his money through Halliburton. How?
Starting a war.
Through the Iraqi war.
Yeah.
He sent Halliburton to. He said, "I'm sending Halliburton to Iraq."
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm sorry I didn't respond earlier. Just a while ago. It's just.
It's all good, bro. No big deal.
But,
All right,
but like
thanks
I'm
for coming
saying,
up, man.
But yeah, y'all take it. Y'all take care. I gotta go to sleep because I gotta go to work tomorrow.
All right, man.
Bye.
Yeah, have a good one.
You too. That might be all she wrote, folks. We only got $50 left in the goal. Huh?
I said, I don't know. I started braiding my hair.
Oh, for real?
Yes. You can see me.
Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to leave this open.
What did you leave open? You wish you could braid your hair like that. My fingers can't do it. I had to learn how to do braids. I learned on YouTube. I can show you. It's not hard.
Yeah, I mean, I can braid hair. I can't part very well, but I can braid really well.
Parting is the easiest part.
No, it's not. Not when your kid's hair is curly as Hannah's. Not for me, at least. Ernest, you really got to have all that noise in the background, fam?
I can't believe I'm asking this. Are you okay, bud? Also, sorry for being a
Ernest.
The indictments against him proceed, and he's desperate for a get-out-of-jail-free card.
Look, Joy said parting is definitely the hardest part. See? Yeah, parting is the worst. Look at all these people. I knew I wasn't crazy.
I find parting relaxing.
Michelle, thank you so much. Michelle covered the goal, y'all. W Michelle in the chat.
W Michelle. You think parting is hard too? I mean, if you're doing a design, yeah. But if you're just straight parting, it's not hard.
Yeah, I can't do it. It's the worst. Listen, the first time that I parted Hannah's hair and braided it up and then I put extensions in it or whatever, I think I have a picture of it. Look, y'all would be proud of me. I did a damn good job.
You did. I've seen it.
All right, hold on. I'm going to show y'all.
Yeah, I would say that my daughter's hair is, what did we say it was? It was like a 3C.
Yeah.
Yeah. So her hair is not, her hair is about the same as Hannah's.
Mm-hmm.
When it's short like that, it's the same.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen my daughter. Who wants me to take her to get her boho? She wants me to take her boho braids out so she could go get her hair braided again. I was like, bruh.
They're messed up. I just seen her.
She keeps sleeping without her bonnet on.
Oh. I was about to say I just seen her the other day. It didn't look that bad.
She knows better.
Look.
She keeps falling asleep without her bonnet on.
I did that. That was a few years ago on Halloween. But I taught myself how to do it on YouTube.
I hate it. I hate braiding. I used to do all that stuff when Joss was little. Braiding her hair, putting beads and all her little things, like braiding them into a little ponytail with her little beads. She used to swish her head and be like, my braids make noise. I'm like, oh my God, please stop.
Because her hair is so hard to manage. And I was just like, and there was nobody to do it but me. So I was like, look, friend, this is what we're about to do.
I used to just put Joss's hair in just like two plaits going back to sleep. And then when we woke up in the morning, I didn't have to struggle with her curls.
I have to do the girl's hair every single morning. Every day.
We sleep in braids around here.
Every day.
Even with Gab.
I
When
get
Gab
up
is there, her
6
hair is like my
a.m.
hair. I make her sleep with a braid so that it's not all crazy in the morning. As soon as she gets out of the bathtub, braid.
You have to
I'm
braid
too
that, cuz.
grumpy in the morning.
Yeah, and I'm the same in the morning as when I go to bed.
I swear, when I'm over there in the mornings and we have something to do, Izzy goes, Izzy always asks me for like the most difficult, time-consuming thing ever. Can I have pigtails, but they have to be braids? But also, can you make them space buns? But I don't want it like that. I'm like, what do you want from me, Iz?
I did this to Hannah's hair too.
She wanted purple like that?
Uh-huh. She wanted a purple afro. That's what she asked for.
Hey, that's cute. I like that purple.
I was like, I got you. This was the craziest. She wanted purple afro with blue bangs.
Hannah's something. She picks the silliest thing. As a follically challenged person, this convo is just abusive.
Yeah, Hannah's had some wild hairstyles.
They have beautiful hair. I fucked up my curl pattern. I will continue to fuck up my curl pattern. My hair will never be curly again.
Hannah hasn't had extensions in her hair in quite some time, though.
I know, and she wanted to do it. I think I have a couple of packs of purple hair here.
I have a bunch of hair in the linen closet in the hallway.
Well,
I just haven't had the I just haven't had time to sit down and braid her hair. It just takes so damn long.
Yep. Her hair is not the same color as Jocelyn's, so I can't even give you the hair that I have here. I think I have like 5 packs of hair.
Stubs my toe. Thanks, Joe Biden.
Thanks, Joe Biden. Hunter left a trail of Hamlet. Mary, go to fucking bed, please. Somebody come get your Nana and put her to bed.
So the fuck, what if he did? They found it in a guest area in a coat closet, but had to be Hunter. Like, you act like we give a shit. Lock Hunter up. We don't give a fuck. Put his ass in jail. And
maybe his booger sugar made him productive. You don't know.
Right.
Leave him alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mary looks exactly like I thought she would. Fulfilling stereotypes, Mary. It's a shame. Hi, Mary, and I woke right up. Sorry.
Y'all need to get a life. Literally. All right, y'all. I'm going to bed. It's 1 o'clock. It's that time. I can't do it. I'm through.
I don't know if I'm gonna go on live in the morning. I know you're not gonna be around. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Tell me what to do, because I don't know.
I'm not about to tell you nothing. I'll talk to you in the morning. All right, YouTube.